Much better. Something wrong with this computer. Something wrong. Something went really wrong. But eventually, I think I get it right. Eventually, got it right. Beretta. The pandaka bareta na. Regaiti pata. Tata vara. Vura. Parudiwa. Sefa mazwi. Lura mazwi. Nhasi ndikuziva kuti mazimba akashatirwa. Ndogona kutadza kusvika nhamba yevanhu vari kuda panapa nhasi. Zimba rakagumbuka nhasi. Akomana vanhu vanga vachiteerera benzi. Kuteerera benzi. Nhasi zimba rakashatirwa. Technology.com zvakandivhara. Nhasi pakaipa. What happened? Pakaipa. Technology indivhara nhasi. Phone yandiri kushandisa iyi. Nachibuda maziso chete. Dzokona kubuda muromo. Ndoziva mazimba akashatirwa aguta asha. Ngatiregei kushatirwa. Ngatiregei guta asha. Zvinowanika muupenyu. Zvinowanika. Chandingangogona kutaurirai vana veZimbabwe chinhu ndechekuti vatsvangirai baba vedu munhu akanga ari surrounded. Anditi mono nguva Mike zviri sei Walter muriwo zviri kufamba here. Nyaya ndingataura chete. What I can only say here is that our president, former president, before we left MDC, Mkomande Ngonzora Gambagwe Komichi kuita kushanda TPC ndabatikana. So nachiziva nhasi ngati vanhu vakagumbuka. Yuda my brother. Drake, how are you? Didmas. Nachitozviziva kuti nhasi vanhu vakashatirwa. Vanhu vaenda kunoteerera Komichi achitaura. Unoona kuteerera Komichi achitaura zvakafanana nekuteerera Satani achitaura. Satani anenge achitaura. Zvinotaurwa naKomichi nezvinotaurwa naSatani hazvina kusiyana. Ndoda kuti mubate ipapo kuti Komichi naSatani vari musame boat, same WhatsApp group. Flows masvika pano. We are preparing to defend our vote. Definitely we need to. Segrustole, Timi, Shapiro, Arbom, Zayaribo. Janet Asaga, regai. Karatanga chimurenga chakadai sototanga nekudaidzira dhruora. Ndichita kuchinjanisa mapeji ndingonoti pachakuti ndoenda uko ndonzi chakuti zviri sei kwanga kune nyaya yei hatina kuinzwa atete mazi kwakaipa inangoteerera mbichana nechibva ndabva. I can't stand Komichi talking shit about us, because once you start attacking President Nelson Chamisa, you are attacking the masses. You understand? Magadi. If you attack the people's choice, you are attacking the masses. Ndagoenda ndangonzwa mbichana atete nokutula swanda. How are you? Tendai chidzungu Mkoma Shapiro ndakasimba reka nezuro takatanga nemuteuro nhasi kaitanga diriho rairo vanogara mudiriho diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho diriho rairo vanogara mudiriho diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho diriho ravakomana diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho vakomana vanogara mudiriho diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho usatambe navo vanogara mudiriho diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho diriho ravakomana diriho rarembanje vanogara mudiriho Dirihora iro vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, dirihora iro vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, vakomana vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, usatambe navo vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, dirihora vakomana dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, dirihora iro vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, vakomana vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, usatambe navo vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwora, vanogara mudirwora, vanogara mudirwo, dirihora vakomana, dirihora rembanje, dirihora vakomana, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, dirihora iro vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, vakomana vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, usatambe navo vanogara mudirwo, dirihora rembanje vanogara mudirwo, dirihora vakomana, dirihora rembanje. Tsika George pakaipa ndikadiri manhero akanaka vana vezimbabwe, sanganai neni wenyu Shepherd Yuda Shaibu Ndolo, sanganai neni musarohwa nehana. Ndiruziva kuti vanhu vaguta hasha, vana vezimbabwe vakaenda kushatirwa nezvavachitaurwa nakomiti. Munoenda kunoteerera Satani, unoziva ukateerera Satani ka obviously unobuda wakashatirwa. Achatanga kukuudza nyaya yekuuraya Jesu, achatanga kukuudza nyaya yekudya nzondora dzaJesu, achatanga kukuudza kuti Jesu hachisi chinhu panyika. Nezuro takatanga nekunamata kuti Mwari dai matisusukidza vachamisa vagona kutitakura kupinda mungarava yavo tivakei tovakangarava tosiya vana gudo panzapa. What Komichi was saying here is it confirms exactly why we left MDC, why we are no longer proud to be associated with MDC. I will never be proud to anyone who associates himself with MDC. Exactly what Komichi was saying. This is why I said, what is the purpose of CIO and what are their duties? If you don't understand the purpose of CIO, if you don't understand the duties of a CIO, today you have seen the duties of a CIO. Today you have witnessed the purposes. What's the purpose of a CIO? Nobana ichitaura ngati Mudhara Tsvangirai haana matongero aizoita nyika. Ndosaka Mudhara Tsvangirai pa 2008 wina election, instead yekuti vatsvangirai vapinde mumugwagwa nesu kuti vakomana handizotora maki ekustate house, Mudhara Tsvangirai akabva ava kutiza. Takabva tatanga kuurawa isusu, tikarohwa, tikaitwa sei, vamwe tikaita zvirema 2008. Saka zvazvaireva izvo zvaireva kuti mukati mavo vatsvangirai pavanhu vavaiti tine vanhu vatiri kufamba navo mumusangano manga makarukwa mamakazadzwa. Ndakanzwa Silvius Kasukwera achitaura pane imwe interview zvikanzi kana ndichida kujoina political party I will never join MDC. Akataura akati this is a porous sport. MDC poto yakaboka inenge ichibvinza. Saka vana Kasukwera vanga vari maCIO kana vachiziva kubvinza kweMDC vachikutaurirai kuti MDC yanga yakabvinza. I blame myself and others that we took so long to realize it, that we are under siege from the CIOs, and we have been heavily infiltrated by the CIOs. This is why I asked you, what is the purpose of CIO? What are the duties of CIO? What you have seen Komichi today saying or talking about, those are actually the duties of a CIO. Those are that is the purpose of a CIO, to make sure that there is no vibrant opposition in our country. And today you have seen ndashamisika ndichinzwa achitaura ranzi chamisa is violent. Ndabva hapo pangotaura ranzi chamisa is violent ndabva ndasuduruka ndikati zvakwana. I can't continue torturing my ears Bozi baba ndakatopfeka nzeve dzangu nhasi ndakatopfeka nzeve idzi kundira kunzwa kuti vakomishi vari kuti nhasi ndandakakwashikira nzeve nhasi kati aunyatsoteerera because kana ndisina nzeve ndinorusa zvimwe zvinhu mukoma Yuda amboti komishi I can't summarize it because paangotaura kuti vachamisa is violent ndabva ndabva ipapo handina kuzotombogara apo saka to be honest with you I can't summarize zvasara otaura ndakandisipo nandabva. I couldn't allow myself to be physically tortured and mentally tortured by what he was saying, referring to Triple C, referring to President Nelson Chamisa. Saka honestly inini ndikaona zvakadaro I move away ndabva ndabva. Paangotaura kuti Chamisa is violent ndabva ndasuduruka because I really know my president Nelson Chamisa. I've been with this gentleman for too long. Kubva 1999 pandakatanga kumuziva, vamwe vakamuziva before then, but pandakatanga kumuziva I've never seen achincite violence. Chamisa was the youth national chairperson. He was the youth, angari president wema youth. Ndakutaura kuti if Chamisa wanted to be violent, Chamisa angari president we youth MDC nationwide. And he had equal powers with Tsvangirai when he was youth president, youth chairman. When you become a youth chairman, it's like you are the president of the youth, the whole country. Chamisa had powers to incite violence. Because today Chamisa kandai matombo, tunomakanda matombo. But he has preached peace ever since. He has never been violent. For someone to stand and irresponsibly say Chamisa has incited violence in our country, then I will say no. It's either that person do not know what Chamisa is and who Chamisa is. It is that person who would anogona nemunu asingamuzivi. You can live with the Shepherd Yuda for years, but usingandizive with the Shepherd Yuda chicha anogona, chicha anoda, chicha anoita. Ranga ziri say mwanoma andimona. Honestly guys, let me tell you, if stupid people who are not intelligent, you can live with someone for years, even a husband and wife. You can live as husband and wife, but you will never understand your husband. You will never understand your wife. How about in politics? If you can't understand your wife, if you can't understand your husband, then you work with the Komichi in politics. What he said today, when the few words that I heard Komichi saying, I've learned a lot. I've seen that Komichi was with the President Nelson Chamisa. He became his election agent, but he did not understand the man he was standing on behalf of. You understand? So, whatever Komichi said, definitely I will dismiss that as hogwash. Go, if you go, I think it's there saved on there, you can go and listen. I can't listen to nonsense. I can't listen to rubbish. I can't torture myself listening to lies. The gentleman has been lying through teeth. This is the person who plotted his candidate. He said he was plotting with it's Monzora who said, you want to break my key? Do you know how much this key costs? No. Yeah, this is why you're breaking. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Let me be clear here, guys. Sorry. I don't like it when I'm live on Facebook that kids come in and disturb. I want something that flows so people can understand. Sometimes I'll be in a mood of speaking, like the nonsense that we had today. I only saw the heading and I did not go there to listen. I just opened because I was driving when that, so I couldn't listen to it, all of it. But I just listened to that small portion when he said President Nelson Chamisa incite violence. Then I said to myself, yes, Komichi does not understand the men he worked with for years. Actor Skanjer. I don't think he's normal now. I don't think he's normal now. He is not sound at all. He's not a person of no sound mind. The committee is a person of no sound mind. I personally don't think Gino is good for the people of Zimbabwe. We don't want the government of national unity. I have said this time and again. Thank you, Sekuru. I don't think President Chamisa would want to go into government of national unity, considering that in 2018 he won the election. A.D. Mnangagwa tried to bring him to say, no, I know you have defeated me, but please can you come and be the head of opposition in parliament? Chamisa said clearly, I've won the election. Why can I come and be the opposition leader? Otherwise, this is the position that you have created for yourself, because you know you lost the election. It was Mnangagwa who was supposed to be leader of the opposition in parliament, because he had lost the election. President was clear on that. And I don't, if he is someone who wanted to have a fortune, a car, wanted to have all the perks, out of 1,000 comments on Komich, no one is on his side. Can he see? He doesn't see it, Mkoma Carlton Ushe. This is why I said the purpose of CIO and the duties of CIO. He pretends as if he doesn't understand what is happening. He's someone who lacks full comprehension of himself. He lacks full comprehension of a man he begged before. And the situation around him, Komich cannot understand it. The type of politics that we are doing now, Komich cannot comprehend it. You understand? He's a person in need of someone to clearly explain to Komich, to say, look, the political affairs that we are in today are different from positional possessions. What Komich went into politics for are material possessions, which if approached by the CIOs, approached by anyone with money, Komich would jump to money. He will never jump to freedom of the people. So he is in politics for material possessions, and we are not in politics for material possessions. The affairs of the political affairs that we face today are very different from the political affairs that we were in 2000. This is why exactly Nkoma Joseph, he was asked, how many people are here, Mr. Komich? You know, let's say I am a scientist. I am a forensic scientist. I am a forensic scientist. So if you, let's say a community, if you have got 62,000 people and try to count 11111, but let's say 62,000 seconds, how many minutes are there and how many hours are there? For Komich to count 62,000 people, if he can count one person per second, that means Komich needs about 17 hours of counting how many people, of counting 62,000 people. Considering that they got the buses from ZANU-PF, I've posted the pictures there. They got the ZANU-PF youth wearing MDC regalia and some were not in MDC regalia. They failed and they took people all over the country, but they failed to make an impact. I listened to part of his speech and then I switched off. He was talking of you guys driving very beautiful cars and going to your girlfriends. That is Komich's address to the nation. That he is standing before his crowd telling you that you must drive an X5 going to your girlfriend. You understand? Even the tone of his voice, he can't stand as a president. In Komich Agada president, I'm coming for a coup. I'll mobilize for a coup. I'll be the president of Zimbabwe. Believe me, if Komich becomes president, then I'll mobilize for a coup and I'll be the president of this. I'll take over from him by force. Because honestly, if you listen to him, that gentleman is of no sound mind. As you tell people, Chamisa is the lead. It's Monzora. Komichina Monzora, vakurwara. Varikunyepera kudzungaira. As uyo musiya varikunyepera kudzungaira. Thank you, Mkoma Fungai Verem. So what we are saying is, for someone to be of sound mind, you also need to make rational decisions and adjustments. If we say someone is of sound mind, you have to make rational decisions and adjustments. When you sit down, reasoning, thinking, if you are of sound mind, Mkoma Webi, Magadi, Mkoma Gore, Ndoksarta Evakuru, Mkoma Deft Mapika, it's Monzora Mkoma. I am talking of two people here, Monzora and Komish. Monzora addressed the people and said, you need a car, driving a nice car to go and see your girlfriend. Komish said he had 62,000 people. Today he said Wachamisa is inciting violence. So if you take the line of argument, whatever these people are saying, honestly, you will understand the purpose of CIO, and you will understand the duties of the Central Intelligence Organization. So this is different from being in a state of emotional capacity. You understand? Being of sound mind is different from being in a state of emotional capacity. Formulating a will in the first place is never easy. But being emotional or sensitive regarding the distribution doesn't mean you are incapable of making a logical choice. The gentleman I am talking about here is Komish. He's someone who needs a comprehension of our current political systems. When an individual is not of sound mind, they are incapable of making rational decisions regarding to one, political positions, like regarding to everything that they need to do. Even their finances, they got our money that we voted, that we fought for before we left all these dramas. So if you are not rational, if you can make rational decisions, if you are of unsound mind, even your finances are controller. Even your general affairs, you can't control your general affairs. We have been with these people, ladies and gentlemen, remember, for the past 22 years, and we saw that this drama, we are in the same boat, traveling with people of unsound mind. And this is why we disembarked from MDC board and they said we need to go our own way. You understand? Don't you know that Komish sold our votes to ZANU-PF in 28 years? He was the president, Angari agent, was president. And the elections were stolen. Agatarisa. He never said the thing. He was given a fat CAC envelope and he went away. And as Gambagwe graduate na President Chamisa Ndere Chezona. Guys, Mkoma Jose. Guys, verengai topic yanda isapana. Muriko vunza ma questions ari kupindurwa ne topics. Topic yanda isapana beri kupindura ma questions ari murikuvunza. Most of these questions are covered by the topic of today's topic. Your questions are covered here by today's topic. What is the purpose of CIO? Is to do what these guys are doing. And what are the duties of CIO? Is to do what these guys are doing. So I don't know what else you need me to say. I don't really understand. But I've given you the clue. I've given you the hint. I've given you the purpose. I've given you the duties. But what people need just to understand is what is CIO. Some people don't understand it. But their purpose and their duties are seen now. Whatever Komish is doing, that's their purpose. Whatever Gambagoro or whoever is doing, that's their duties. Because if I am a CIO, I have got a political duty, or I'm on the political desk, then I will do the same like what Gambako is doing. If I was member of the CIO, given that I've been paid or I get paid handsomely, I drive a nice car to go see my girlfriend, as what Monzora said, I will do the same as what these guys are doing. Because this is their purpose, is to bring down Chamisa. Their purpose is to make sure that they pollute the political environment. But the problem is they make or they lack rational decision. Their mind cannot make rational decisions. They cannot. When I refer to general decisions, I refer to something in regard to the general affairs or to the political affairs of our country. Their duties are to twist and turn facts. Their purpose is to try and make Chamisa a devil. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't understand their purpose and their duties is to try paint Chamisa a devil. What they understand is it is a media. This is why I've got my sister who said, Shepherd, I want you to download StreamYard, because StreamYard will give us opportunity to make presentations in a more formal way, and that formal way will make it like a media. Because what we definitely need to do is we need a media. Those people who do political analysis of our Zimbabwe situation, they look on the media. They read things on the media. And these guys are serving their purpose. They are twisting and turning information. But we have got no way to counter them. We have got no way to counter them. Whatever Komich was saying today, it will be on the media. Tomorrow it will be in the Herald, and you will find it everywhere. This is why I struggle on daily basis to try and make comments and post on YouTube, so that those people, they want to know more about Zimbabwe, they can come to Shepherd Yuda's YouTube and understand what the political affair is like for our country. You guys must understand.
You good?
Tony?
I'm so in pain.
You can't even talk.
I can't
Smell this, okay, bye-bye. Alright, bye-bye. There are people who follow Gambako. They are doing exactly what they are tasked to do. Shepherd Yuda. Okay, let me generalize. Let me say, if I was a weak man, if I was if I was very weak, but what we see, those people who are easily bought are weak people. And these people, they target weak people. They really understand. You can't target Shepherd Yuda. To say, Shepherd, we want you to be ZANU-PF. We are going to pay you so much. Go live on Facebook every 8 o'clock. Then we help you with this. We give you a farm. We give you this and that. They know people who to approach. And to be honest with you, CIO will never approach Shepherd Yuda. To say, Mr. Yuda, you've got a vibrant platform where about 200-300 people come daily listening to you. We want you to prop up ZANU-PF. We'll pay you so much. We'll give you a farm. You understand? You will give you a diplomatic passport. And those are lucrative deals that someone can say no. You get a diplomatic passport. You travel wherever you want. You understand? Because you go live on Facebook on daily basis, hammering Chamisa. Then post them on YouTube, wherever, everywhere, hammering Chamisa. So you get the diplomatic passport, you get yourself a farm, you get yourself a salary every month, probably a car, and you get fuel. If you want to travel to Zimbabwe, you go sleep in Sheraton Hotel, wherever hotel you want, you choose. This is what I'm saying. So that is the purpose of CIO. They want to make sure that all this is why you see they approach footballers. Mana Benjani Mwaruwaru, they wear ZANU-PF regalia. They approach musicians, they wear ZANU-PF regalia. They play at ZANU-PF rallies. They approach DJs. They do the same because they just want to prop you up. You understand? And therefore, CCC should have its own intelligence department for espionage activities. Definitely. Titus Mabiganzi Juda Jinu anoda kuita nani. I don't understand because at the moment they are not going to win anything. Believe me. Monzora and Komich are not going to win anything. If they are to go into government of national unity, I don't know which they want to do government of national unity with the ZANU-PF, maybe. And the ZANU-PF, at the moment, this is why you see the issue of legitimacy cannot be solved. The only person who could solve the issue of legitimacy is only Nelson Chamisa. He is the person who went into the election and who garnered a significant number of votes, who beat even Mdaraya Ngwena. Saka, the only person that ZANU-PF can approach if they want for a government of national unity or for stability of our nation, you can only go to Nelson Chamisa. At the moment, he is Mabataki. Chamisa got the yes to stability of the country will stabilize. Chamisa got the yes to government of national unity, it will be formed. But when Chamisa says no, that's it. So, going around Muchibata wana komichi, nana Monzora, those are irrelevant in our politics. Those are not strong political players. MDC, imagine, we have seen before 2018, we have seen the star rally that President Chamisa held at the Sheraton there. You saw how many people were there. And we have seen the star rally that President Chamisa held at the Zimbabwe grounds. ZANU-PF had to block people to go there, stop people to go there. But you will see that the Zororo grounds, they were all filled by people. If police did not hinder or prevent other people to get there, by now it was going to be more than what we witnessed in 2017 and 18. Thank God, Chamisa. This is why, whatever this committee was saying, it is exactly what the people left, why the people left MDC. There are too much dramas in the MDC. There was too much infiltration. This committee is like, there are people who were approached and paid something to make sure that the opposition is dead. And the ZANU-PF will tell you, because they knew kuti vanga vatamba tsoro dzavo nana komichi. Vanga vatamba tsoro dzavo nana komichi. Vanga vatamba tsoro dzavo nana Monzora. Saka vaiziva kuti netsoro dzatatamba nemari dzabuda panapa tinotonga kusvika 2030 kana kutonga kusvika madhonga amera nyanga. But because vaChamisa vanga vazviona, because takanga tazviona, saka maona ndaigara ndichitaura na President Chamisa sometimes, I think soon after madrama yekuti Chamisa azodai, Chamisa ndakataura navo, ndakatanga kutaura naTendai Biti, ndikati naTB imbonditaurirai chinhu chiri muMDC. Nanhasi message yacho ndinayo ndakamusendera. What is it in the name of MDC that we can't dump that name? Tendai akandipindura pachikuru akandiri something is in the pipeline, Shepherd. I went to President Nelson Chamisa ndikati vaChamisa, kubva matanga kuuya kuzoita president imini muvanhu, you displayed presidential qualities that none of us or no one in Zimbabwe at this juncture hold those presidential qualities that you have. So I don't understand Mr. Chamisa or President Chamisa. But by that time, I don't understand. Why can't you lead us to go our way and leave all these dramas? We are tired of the dramas. VaChamisa vakanditi ndakunzwa ibaba. Vakangonditi ndakunzwa ibaba. Ndobva vanyarara. Tendai akataura the same. Andimona. Saka because we were tired nemadrama. Taitoona kuti hakuna kwatiri kuenda nevanhu vatiri kumhanya navo. Vakadyiwa, they don't want kudyiwa. Vakadyiwa, if people say they don't like you, if people don't like you, you cannot force yourself into people. Ukada kuona komichi akadyiwa kugweru, Monzora akadyiwa kugweru, because they lost in Gweru. Why they lost in Gweru? Monzora lacks a strong vision of the country's future. Monzora doesn't have that. He talks about you driving your nice car and go and meet a girlfriend. And maromba iwombera, mastupita iwombera. So what we are saying is, Monzora does not have a strong vision for the country. Vachamisa is the future of Zimbabwe. Vachamisa's vision is very strong for our country, and Vachamisa is the future of Zimbabwe. You cannot say Mnangagwa at 82 years is the future of Zimbabwe. Which future is Mnangagwa preparing for you at 82 years? Besides Kungonganiza for his children and the grandchildren. So we are saying, Chamisa at 45, we can give you 45 more years running Zimbabwe. You are the future of the country. And everybody is looking at President Nelson Chamisa at this juncture. You look at Monzora at 6 years, you say Monzora has got the future of Zimbabwe. Which future does he have when he doesn't have a vision for the country? You understand what I mean? If you look at them, they lack the ability to put their own times in the perspective of history. History will judge them. Mastupita iwombera. Kurara chinzi uchafamba nezimotikari rakadai uchinoona girlfriend. Mastupita iwombera. That is not a vision in a President Chamisa. Vachamisa vari kuti vision yatinayo ndiye kuti ukarwara iwewe enda kuchipatara. Kuna nachiremba variko. Usvika unorapwa. Vachamisa vari kuti hakuna mwana achaonekwa achitengesa madomasi muroad. Mwana wese unenge uchiti ukaonekwa uchitengesa madomasi, mapurisa anokumisa okubvunza kuti uri mwana wani, baba wako vari kupi? Why uri kutengesa madomasi vamwe vari kuchikoro? So if you look at the priorities aChamisa, my priorities aMonzora, my priorities aGarwe, aMwena, aMnangagwa, you will see that who has got the bigger picture of our country, who has got the vision. So you definitely register to vote and vote Nelson Chamisa. Ataure zvekuti uchadrivers mota. Tikufamba nawo ma-X5 muno mu-UK. Takatumira motikari kuZimbabwe, motikari agere kumba kuZimbabwe. Yoti kuenda kone ndifamba ndiri mudenga, but can I drive to go and see a girlfriend? Is that a priority? You understand? So what we are saying is, from whatever I've said now, you can tell that Monzora lacks effective communication skills. You cannot compare Monzora and Chamisa. You cannot compare Mnangagwa and Chamisa. Chamisa has got these effective communication skills that are required. This is why we are having a problem in our country. You send Mnangagwa to go and make deals with the Arabs, go and make deals with the Russians. You send Chwenga. People who lack effective communication skills. What are they going to talk with the Russians? What are they going to talk with the Arabs there? The Arabs are quick in reasoning. The Arabs can steal you agara unobiwa nema Arabs. Androna, nyika yedu totuma madofu akadaro kwenda kuno negotiate mega deals for our country. So you cannot compare Chamisa with the Mnangagwa. You can't compare Chamisa with the Chidofoja chinonzi Monzora. Because ndakaterera Mnangagwa achitaura ari kuDubai. Zvikanzi I am a builder, I know how to build. I am a lawyer, I think logically. Hanzi I am what foot, ameno zvangachitaura kuti hanzi I am a soldier, I am disciplined. Honestly, if you go to Zimbabwe, you look at Zimbabwe National Army, a national army that is deployed to go and kill innocent civilians. They went there on the 1st of August 2018. They went there on the 14th of January 2019. If they were a disciplined force, led by a disciplined soldier, how can you fire or trigger firing to an armed civilian who is running away from you? Then can we say those soldiers are disciplined? Can we say Mnangagwa is disciplined? Is he a disciplined soldier who will trigger an AK assault rifle and shoot an innocent civilian who's running away? Ndakatrainer AK, put ndakazitrainer zenzi. I am an instructor, a fully qualified instructor, a weapons instructor for that matter. How can a disciplined soldier kneel down, aim at fleeing civilians, and start firing, sniping those people running away? Then you go to the world and tell them you are a disciplined soldier. You are not yet a disciplined. You don't even know what a disciplined soldier, or you don't know the word discipline. So this is why we are saying Monzora and Mnangagwa, they lack the courage to make unpopular decisions. We cannot allow Mnangagwa to go and make decisions on behalf of Zimbabwe. We can't allow to go and make decisions for the rest of Zimbabweans. How? Guys, let's reason, let's think. We have heard Monzora speaking. We have heard Chiwenga speaking. You have heard Komishi speaking. You have heard Mnangagwa speaking. You have heard Chamisa speaking. These people are at your disposal. You need to make sound decisions. You definitely need to make sound decisions now. You have heard all these people speaking. Even when I love Momadugu, you heard them speaking. You understand? So where we got now is crucial for you to make a decision who to vote. I would go for President Nelson Chamisa. The rest of my clan or my family, definitely I will urge you to go for Nelson Chamisa. Considering the evidence we have so far, whatever we witnessed so far, chidara chekupombwa maoko chechikutange baruma oko chache, aungachivhotera kuti president wenyika chache, aungachituma chidara chache kuenda kuno negotiate for the future of our country. Achina zvachinogona unosaina no type zinonzisa X apa. Zvine chirungu chikutaurwa hachinzwi kuti pari kunzi pano. Andimona. Chamisa chingwa chevana. Chamisa ane what we call crisis management skills. When we went into government of national into 2009, President Changirai did not hesitate to throw him straight into a crucial place. Took Tendai Biti right on the crucial place. Took Watchman right on the crucial place. The people who changed our life from 2009 to 2013 are together now. Biti there, Watchman there, led by President Nelson Chamisa. We all saw what they did during government of national unit. So the decision is yours. The decision is yours. How can you put that type of a president? You send that Chiwenga, you send Chiwenga. Take Chiwenga today. Send him to United Nations. Write a speech. Ndara go and read this speech to United Nations. UN God bless Pumura. Once you say breast, varungu vakutoona ma bracelets, vakutoona chi avachaone chirungu, avachanzwi chirungu. Ndachinetsana nevanhu izvinezvi, vandafonera vanhu veku Barclays Bank, vandachifonera nyaya yecard rangu. Vanhu veku Barclays Bank, their system cannot pick my tone. Their system cannot pick my English. So I said, your system is racial. I'm speaking good English, but you are saying, can you continue your mother's name and so forth? I was so cross today. So you can, if that system cannot hear Shepherd Judah, how about Constantino Chiwenga? You can't send that type of a person to go and read on your behalf. And then Zimbabweans, Momisa Kora, we are the most educated people. While sending Madofu Agadaro, Kunomirira Nyika. So what I'm saying is, let's look at President Nelson Chamisa. He is someone, and crisis managerial skills are kudanas. So we are throwing him. Chamisa could be the president of this country. We are sick and tired. Thanks to Bella. And Pumura and Chorocho. Was on the Naga Bella. And the Pumura and Chorocho. And the Oro Pumura and Chorocho. You cannot send that type of a person with whatever speech written. As mkoma that when brother aguspurere tagamirira varume vachita zvavari kuita kwanyanya 2023 kwaita kure andiri maona. Saka what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. The qualities that President Nelson Chamisa has exhibited since he threw himself to be leader from MDCT, MDC Alliance, now Triple C. He has exhibited those qualities we were looking for in a leader. When Tsvangirai died, ZANU-PF went ballistic, all rural areas, telling people that, look, Tsvangirai has died and MDC has died. When they said that, I thought ZANU-PF were mad. Honestly, ndakatuka ZANU ndikazani inopenga. Inofamba itaura kuti kufa kwaTsvangirai MDC yafa vari kurevei vanhu. Tatisikazive kuti vakanga vakatoplana kuti let's kill Tsvangirai and kill the MDC. So if you listen to Komich today, you can tell that this was a planned thing. These guys, they held assassination of Tsvangirai. From there, they wanted to make sure that MDC is dead. This is what they were saying. And they knew that if in the absence of Tsvangirai, Chamisa will take over. But they wanted to make sure that a non-vibrant leader takes over other than Chamisa. Saka isusu nema drama esa akaitikaya. Ekuti kwakwa kunzitai HICC Congress. Monzora akubula itaura kuti vana Chamisa, they cannot contest at that Congress. Why? Monzora wanted to be a candidate for that. So you cannot bar other candidates saying Ninga will contest. Why? So those dramas, we said no. And we moved on. I was always talking to Chamisa. I was always talking to BT. You guys, the extent you have taken your political careers, you have shown us that you are the leaders that we all wanted. And Zimbabwe is hungry for such leaders. Why are you still towing MDC line, considering all these dramas? Anganga yakomichi yekusanyati yakamurasisa vedwe akupenga. Vana komichi ndo vaya vanonzi naye munotsvaka madhodhe vanhu. Opuwa mafuta eshumba. Osvika ozora. Takakuradzwa kuti vanhu vakazora mafuta eshumba unotyiwa. Vana komichi vaizoreswa madhodhi nemafuta eshumba vachifamba vachinzi vachatyiwa. Hapana kana munhu anotya komichi. Hapana kana munhu anorespekta komichi nhasi. Andoona. Ndanga ndichiti inini. Ma-questions mazhinji enyaya. Read atoita apindurwa netopic. Western politicians, they speak diplomatic language. In ZANU-PF, no one speak that. That's the problem with the ZANU-PF. This is why you see their branch in America wrote to them and gave them the Western political type of politics. To say, we don't understand why you are barring Chamisa. If you say 2023 election is done, like what Shinamasa said, before his house went up in smoke. Imagine Amasa went up in smoke. After around 23 is a done election. Ma Americans were go America vezano vari kumutaurira. Vari kuvaudza vana Mnangagwa. Kuti when if 2023 election is a done and dusted election, why are you barring Chamisa from campaigning? They've started another narration Chamisa gathers people vasinachi hanzi vasina zvitupa komijaruko vasina zvitu hanzi Chamisa nevanhu vasina zvitupa Monzora nevanhu vane zvitupa vapuwa mabhazi nezano vapuwa maregalia nezano vakatakura nemabhazi ezano kuenda kumarari hanzi vane zvitupa. We don't care. We don't care. What we are doing is President Chamisa is launching Triple C. It's a newly formed political party which is being sold to the people. So the people can get the ideas. And we are encouraging people in every rally that please go register to vote and vote. You can sense a good future. In President Nelson Chamisa, all obvious. This is why you see the qualities he have. He makes wise appointments. I am telling you, just look at the structure, how Triple C is structured, and the appointments that he has made. He has made correct appointments, and these are wise appointments, which were lacking during President Nelson, during President Tsvangirai's time. Imagine during President Tsvangirai's time, President would, guys, honestly, anzi afanaka. Andida hangu kutaura mashoko akashata pamusoro pa President Tsvangirai. He did well. But mistake yavakaita pavaka influencer kuti Monzora ave Secretary General than Chamisa. That was a mistake that President Tsvangirai did. I always keep telling this. I even said to him, Annabella, unogara kupumura. I even said to him, I even called him, could President, this is a big error that you have made. You cannot tamper with the democracy. Because once you start tampering with the democracy, you end up having people like Monzora and Komichi in senior positions. And what are the repercussions? What we are witnessing today are the repercussions. And in the morning. So, from there, President Nelson Chamisa Chandruno Mudira, Vachamisa Chandruno Adira. Imagine, and I got a panaba one day, and got President Chamisa. I can say he has got, I can safely say he has got 10 million followers. And all those 10 million followers, they want to give him a call. They want to speak to him. They have got various things to say, President, let us amage. Everybody wants to talk to Chamisa. I also want to talk to Chamisa. If you ring President Chamisa today, he will answer you. If you send him a message, he will reply you the message. I've never seen such a leader in my life. Mama leaders anakaita phone wana secretary. Mama leaders anakaita phone ndairwa nemwana kana nemukadzi. Vachamisa ukawafonera vanokudaira. Ukawasendera text message vanokudaira. Imagine how many text message he receives on daily basis. How many phone calls Chamisa receive on daily basis. But he takes time to answer you. He takes time to reply you. This is something that, those are effective communication skills that has made Chamisa a cut above all. So when I listened to Monzora, when I listened to Komiji, I said exactly, President Chamisa was right. These are rotten apples. These are rotten apples. And those rotten apples, we left them with their drama. Vakaenda kumakuva zvikatanga zvikadzoka kumakuva kwaTsvangirai. VaTsvangirai tichafamba tiri solid, takabatana tichiendesera chinhu chenyu mberi. 2 days zvakutiburana kuHICC. Ndikando drama ratakatiza. Zvakutiburana zvichirovana zvichirovana migodho yevanhu. Andini maona. Saka you find that Vachamisa is someone who nasi, you talk to him, he will provide you clarity of anything that you want to understand. Even if he stand on the podium to talk to the masses, Chamisa is so clear about the direction of Triple C. If you ask someone about the direction of MDC today, it's not clear. West is still in ZANU-PF. You can only get clarity. Chamisa provide clarity of the direction you and me are following. Why we need to be Triple C. Why we need people to register to vote. I've told you here that President Nelson Chamisa listened to you. He is someone that who allows others to be heard. I am saying this from experience, guys. I am telling you from experience. And most of you here have experienced what I'm telling you. That our president, President Nelson Chamisa, is someone who allows others to be heard. He is someone who listens to you. Whatever nonsense we say, sometimes we say nonsense. Ndikagara panapa ndokundifunga hora ndinoita kutaura nonsense dzimwe nguva ndinozorealize ndasenda message nekuti ndakashatirwa ndakafuta mukati umu. Guess what? Listen to the response that you get from our president. President ndinguyu munomuona sei ndingakazodai kadai ndobva ndasenda president zvakati. Guess what? The response that comes from President Chamisa. Kana wanga uri benzi, you cool. Kana wanga uri stupid, you cow. He's someone who takes you and put you in your position. And what he always told me, Yuda, you are a leader. Expect vanhu vakadaro in your life. Dai vanhu vakadaro usingavatarisire muupenyu hwako. Tikati vaurayi vanopera vese kufa, because ndo majority atinayo. Unobva waneta kana president vakakudaira. So what I'm saying is, he is someone who has allowed himself to listen to Zimbabweans. He threw himself to you as a servant. So let's accept President Chamisa. Let's register to vote. Let's go straight and vote for Nelson Chamisa. You understand? Because if you look at the value of conversation with President Chamisa, it's very important. He's a very good leader who can facilitate a genuine conversation with you. And don't ever think ukazowafonera next time avakuzivi. Vanoziva takabotaura goreria anokuudza Chamisa. And then so what I'm saying here is, he is someone that God gave us. He is someone that God gave us. He's the model that Zimbabweans desire. You understand? Chamisa is the model that Zimbabweans desire, that a country desire. His behavior has shown us that this is the model that our country needs. If we have, I've said here, sometimes don't send a message in Ndakagumbuka. But if you listen to the answer that Chamisa gives you, it takes you to a healthy conflict. Honestly, it will take you to a healthy conflict. Because yourself kana wagara pasi ukareflecta vapindura president unofunga kuti hey, answer yabva straight kudenga kuna Mwari here. It calms you down. It makes you think. It puts you on the right direction. Tinorasika, we make errors tiri vanhu venyama. But kana tine such a wise leader who has taken it up upon himself to give us direction, to calm us down. Osati ndira kutaurirai kuti zvimwe zvandofunga dzimwe nguva dai kuri kuti ndinozvitaura ndotaura naPresident Chamisa ndoti let's implement it now. Munoita hondo muZimbabwe, munoita civil war chaiyo. But Chamisa is not all that. He doesn't want any civil war in our country. What he just wants is peace. Let's let people go vote. Isusu tiri maganda, vana shepherd tiri masoja. Ndosaka uchiona tiri disciplined isusu, tiri magandanga isusu, tiri masoja. Ano, zvatofunga isusu ijambanja nechitororo. But vaChamisa avatirege tichita zvejambanja nechitororo. Vanokutora kubata nemaoko maviri kugadzika pasi, vokuratidza direction. Kana ungaone hasha ungezandina dzekuti ndoda kuti muZimbabwe kana pfuti ngadzirire. Kuna vaChamisa anobva kutaura kuti dzorira tichipfurani naye mukoma. Torayani. And did order. So you find with what we wish Wana Shepherd and what the president is giving the direction. Our president is giving us right direction. Our president is giving us right direction. And honor. So the direction that our president is giving us, if you take that direction, our CK. I think that's the black regalia mkoma yuda. Ukatasapa patine color black ne loka. Saka we can use both colors. Don't worry. Gazira cause you will be our presidential guard, brother. Mkoma Cheos. As Chamisa pledged peace, he is a peaceful man. So if you listen to an idiot like Komich speaking that Chamisa violent, then you stop listening to those idiots. Spare your ears from hearing rubbish from Komich. And in the morning. Because, guys, what answer President Nelson Chamisa, the environment that he has created in our country, with the anger that is in people today, he has created an environment of emotional safety. People in our country have been put in an emotional safety by our president. With the anger that Zimbabweans are with at this juncture, 42 years of ZANU-PF failure, 22 years of MDC failure. And how MDC failed is because of CIO's purpose and duties that made us fail. And the people who made us fail are right seated in front of us, speaking tosh about us, speaking shit about us. Monzora speaking rubbish about us. Komich speaking shit about Zimbabweans. Akutange maZimbabweans vana vake. Akutange maZimbabweans ndiye anenge ari mberi akatakura tochi muchimutevera murima. Ndiye ane tochi kuti akadzima muchaoniko kuenda. Come on, let's wake up, people of Zimbabwe. Bongo general pane kubirwa kwema elections inini newe tengeta zvibvumiro. Ndozvandinogona kukuudza. Iwewe mwana wamai tikabvumira kuti ma-elections abiwe inini newe anobiwa. But iwewe ukati vote yangu haibiwe inini vote yangu haibiwe vote yedu. Mngoma Antoni Matopedza. Imagine kukundwa nekamwana kacheche kasingazive kunovhota, kuchema kubuda musodzi. Kubvunzwa kuti uri kuda chemei, uri kuda chii, ndoda Chamisa. Kukundwa nambuya vane 90 years. Vachiyera. Vari kufamba vachiyera kanda votera Chamisa. Unokundwa mwana mudiki iwewe. Musati peti zotaura mashoko asina kunaka man. Ngapinda ake mukomana. Ngapinda. Mwana akachema kubvunzwa unzi unoda chino ndoda Chamisa. Kama kaikambaira kachitaro kanda Chamisa. Mbuya vane 90 years. Vakaona Zanu, vakaona Smith. Vakaona Lord Solms. Vari kutaura mbuya kunda votera Chamisa. Kozo wewe mwana mudiki une future yekuziva kuti upenyu hwako uchada pay slip, uchada kushanda, uchada pekugara. Pauchasvika size yambuya chera unenge wachembera wakuda pekuresta. Upenyu hwakanaka, hurumende ichikupa mari yekudya every month. Andiri mona. Kwakaipa Chelsea next year kusiko kutamba nako. Zimbabweans are full of anger. Zimbabweans are full of anger. Even kana kumamisha kota itanzi stronghold ezanu musanyeperwe. Motikari yangu we. Makizi ndinawo pana. What's happening? Kaindi vunzi. Is that our car?
No.
Not our car.
It's Martin's.
It's Martin's car. Okay. Keep the keys. Martin might need these keys. Asara.
Huh?
Asara.
Yeah.
What?
Mom says she's coming for it tomorrow.
So who's taking her to school tomorrow?
I don't know.
Because I don't have fuel anymore. Hello, Mzai. What's wrong?
Sky, come on. She
Oh,
wants phone.
you want phone? Where's your phone?
It's on charger.
Go, yeah. Kulu will give you. Bye-bye.
Come on, come get your phone then.
Go get your phone, baby. As you always be on point, my brother. President Chamisa, he has the capacity to cause chaos in Zimbabwe, but he doesn't want. Definitely. He doesn't want. Then someone will tell you that this Chamisa that, Chamisa that. Why can't they go to Cherambeva, Kangamaputi? Why can't they go Komichi lalo Kangamaputi Komichi? Usa andipa hasha so Komichi. Chamisa has put people on the high levels of self-awareness. Akuna le dagambo zita zuto na Chamisa to take Zimbabweans and put them at the highest level of self-awareness. Chamisa has made us believe who is Shepherd Yuda. He has made you believe who is Tinashe Dozo. Everybody now looks at himself and asks himself, who is me? Who is Love Mo Meza? Who is Love Mo Nyambavu? Nyambavu, sit down, reflect. Who is Shepherd Yuda? What do I need in future? The leader, I've listened to the leader speaking. Who is the most important leader at this juncture? Who is the most important leader wielding more strength at this juncture? As I am a windem hustlers, vachamukira mtown, like last election, many of them didn't vote. Yes, you may be wanting to vote, but some employers won't give their employees chance. We definitely need those 2 days of voting to be declared national holiday so that people can go and vote. Nobody's at work. You understand? We have seen the weaknesses of Mnangagwa. We have seen the weaknesses of Komich, of Monzora. If I ask you, what are the weaknesses of President Nelson Chamisa? People might not come with 1 point. But my weaknesses are President Nelson Chamisa and Agaona. I don't hesitate to mataura. Is our president has any weakness who allow Vanamonzora and those people to say shit about Chamisa. Our president should be clear to those idiots. Kunyangwe Komichi ukada uchita mkomana aufoka geza kusvika pana Chamisa, aufoka chena kusvika pana Chamisa, aufoka taura kusvika pana Chamisa. Unozati dai Chamisa ari pombas ngada achita kamira paipa odurura mavhoko ekuti Komichi hambo madururi kana one day. No weakness andakorena president vedu vanoregerera mbudzi izimbiti idzi dzichitaura zvadzinoda pamusoro paChamisa. Kana vaenda president pavanhu vaChamisa havatauri pamusoro pembiti idzodzi, vanotaura mapolicies ekuti chii chavachaita in future. Saka mbiti dziri kuziva kuti game rese apa in future rakabatwa naChamisa. Saka mbiti dzinenge dzaakutaura zvadzinenge dzichida kutaura ipapo. Anditi mona? And our president does not pay attention to meetings. He will focus on everything. That is weakness and our president Chamisa. He doesn't pay attention to meeting. Nakanzwa mnanga kwa kuti baba wangu ye Chamisa. Already atopinda Chamisa. Vakomicha kuti Chamisa. Monzera kuti Chamisa. You will never hear Chamisa achitaura kuti zvaka akazva achitaura ndi mukoma wangu. Mukoma wangu Monzora. Mukoma wangu Mnangagwa. He's so respectful. No weakness and pana president wedu. Very so respectful. Dai vakapua moyo unenge wana Shepherd Yuda ndiri kutaura nhasi kana chichichwa kuZimbabwe. Tini ma running battles as I'm talking today as I'm talking. Yes, atete flow. So President Nelson Chamisa has refused to drag himself down to the levels Zana Mnangagwa. He refused to drag himself down to the levels Dana Monzora. He has maintained his bar. And the President Chamisa's bar, as I always say, is always above that of Robert Mugabe. To the extent that even Mugabe akabvuma kati mufana mudiki zvake but ndaona president venyika pana Chamisa. Ndo mistake yandakaona pana president vedu yekuti he refused to drag himself down to their level and attack them. He doesn't attack them. He never attacked them and will never attack them. No one weakness andakaona ina president vedu. Is their strength. Ane tendency Chamisa yekukusiya uchibvaruka. Apedza akusiya uchibvaruka paroenda kurali haateere kubvaruka kwawakaita. Anosvika otaura why ari kunzi Chamisa must be the next president of Zimbabwe. Obvarura policies. His preferences are to see a prosperous Zimbabwe. His personal traits are the ones that we said we need to vote him into power. Because anima significant impact on us. And we have interacted with President Chamisa for too long and we now understand. We have interacted with Ngwena. We have interacted with Pumura. We have interacted with Monzora. Avana the qualities that we want. Avana those qualities. Avana leadership skills that the Zimbabweans want. And in more, whatever they just go and tell is negative. They talk negative about followers. They talk negative about Zimbabwe. They talk negative about President Chamisa. And what comes out are negative consequences that we witness today. Because of negativity that engulfs all these three idiots. And in one, the president Chamisa, he successfully empowers each and every supporter of Triple C. He has given even freedom. Kuna mahere chayo ma spokesperson edu kuti taurai wana mahere. Musanyarara. Ukazwa mahere achitaura unonyatsona kuti pano paakutaurwa pano. Ukazwa Ostalos achitaura unoona kuti pano paakutaurwa. I didn't know kuti president vane impact yakadaro. Thanks Ngoma Max. A number of the president can impact like that. Look what he did in Sholosho. And more. Because he has got a leader that empowers him. President Nelson Chamisa empowers his leadership, empowers his followers. Every time when he speaks, bitu yapanu. Ngoma wangu bitu taura. Ndakamboza kudhara kwakusatwa ana MDC Alliance. Tasada mboyene zvala MDC teas. Tatingori ne MDC 1. Aiti tikaenda tikasangana President Chamisa tinatendai. Aiti akasvikanza mukoma wangu. Mukoma wangu tendai makadi. Mukoma musazopanduka mukoma. Bosi pamakabata pa ndipo chaipo cha. Ndikutaura zvokuti ukabvunza biti anokudza. Ukabvunza Chamisa anokudza. Kusati kwana ana MDC tia. Tichiri kufamba na tendai biti tichimhanya neHarare East here. Mukasangana na Chamisa aikutaurira. Aika mumdara akasutuke grey kaipfeka so. America na wachinako kaso andifunge kachakwana bozi ndikuona dzakuta dumbu. Dzavika mukasutuke grey kadzaipfeka dzopfeka mukanhukati so. Ukasangana nadzo every time uzoti mukoma wangu biti. Musazopanduka mukoma pamakabata ndipo chaipo. Na nasi those words are in my mind. Tendai was once frustrated. But akazofurangarira ndofunga mashoko aitaurwa nani. Na Chamisa kuti mukoma imimi ndimune makabata ndimabata kienyika. Tendai aiuzwa na Chamisa kuti uri mabata kienyika. Asati atomboita finance minister tendai. Akanzi uri mabata kienyika iwe. Na Chamisa kudhara. Andimurikona. So this is why you see today Chamisa is happy to empower Vanabiti, to empower President Washington, to empower Vanamaikore. His leadership is empowered. What they say reflect what people want. And above everything that I've said about Chamisa, he welcomes feedback. Ndatopedza. Ukaona president asikade feedback, ibva imasiya. Kuzanu ukaenda kufeedback nangwena wadimburwa musoro. Hanzi mukoma yuda tokumbira zve kuti maagents aitirwe maworkshop ekudzidziswa kugada our votes obvious. Mukoma tatenda IV Mukaro. Izvozvo zvamataura izvozvo ndo zvati kuchema every day. And idea iyo yamauya nayo iri kuchema nemunhu wese kuti dai maagents aya vagara pasi vadzidziswa kuti varume musatengesa musangano uyu. Ichi chamuri kutarisirwa kuve muchitarisa, chamuri kutarisirwa kuve muchiona. Saka what I'm saying is President Nelson Chamisa is someone who welcome feedback. He give and receive feedback from people. I've never given him feedback and I'm comfortable about my feedback. The same applies newe. Pane thousands and millions of people wantaura na Chamisa. And they can tell you what I'm telling you. That he is a leader who give and accept feedback. I've never heard him uncomfortable with the feedback. He is someone who cannot hurt even an ant. Saka kutaura kurota kwa Morgan Komichi kuya kurota Morgan Komichi ari kurota at his age akurota achiyamwa age ya icharoti chiyamwa ye and age ya Komichi kurota uchiyamwa mukaka uchite wakarara uchiyamwa mai vakaenda kudhara mai chachuru ande muri kunzwa kosaizi yana Komichi kurota achiyamwa. That must come to an end, Komichi. You must grow up. We know the purpose and duties of CIOs. You are a pony. You are now being used. Sasana reruns matuturel. Ndakati zimongwa kana tichenda kujimu zimongwa. Ngatirege kujima maningi. Because I think ukajima stereke zvinyama zvikakura your brain shrinks sometimes. And then Mukoma Maxwell, I started following you muchitaura yabva yatiza. Experience is the greatest. Chamisa akangwara. Pakanzi Pollard akaramba. Zvakaita 2000 pa inclusive government. Ndoma leaders atiri kutaura guys. Do leadership yatiri kuda. Ndo president watiri kuda ivavo. Vane ma qualities atiri kuda. Pakanzi Pollard, Chamisa akavene bigger picture. Akavene the future of our country. He's someone with this acumen. Akatanga kutarisa future of our country. Akatanga kutarisa kuti ndo zviri kuda vanhu here. Because if you are a president, you must be an advocate of all your supporters. So the first thing you look at is this what people needs? Is this what people require? Because if we look at academic excellence, takazonzwa mwana wakuti anzi kuenda kuuniversity chete unofanira kuenda uchibva ku A level woenda kuuniversity. Ndakamira ndikashama ndikati, can you make Monzora a president with that type of reasoning? Does he know what a university is? Kamubvunza kuti chinonzi university chi ndoba unozoyawo kuona kuti hapana chiri kuzikanwa. Haana academic excellence dzaanoziva. Andi muri kuona? So what he has to work on, especially on Monzora, vana Komichi nana Mnangagwa, rimwe rea harichinji, dofo rea rinonzi Pumura harichinji rea. Kana ukamupa 1,000,000 hours to study English from V kusvika ku full stop, haafa akachinja kana kutaura. Hanzi Mukoma Yuda 2023 tell president to go and campaign in rural areas. Maguta masports akapera kare ngavaende kurushinga uzumba. Tiri kuenda Mukoma Max, we are on our way there. Problem iriko ndeyekuti there is too much violence, attacks. Kune ma attacks ari kuitwa, but I hope our president tiri kuenda. Chief Yuda muri Gafa reZimbabwe. Thanks Vamaposa ndinotenda. Andimona. We need tackling devices. Tracking devices in leadership to curb abductions. That is another very good thinking, Mukoma Cloud. I was talking to some of my friends. I think something is in the pipeline. because gaindi kutaurira kumana zvinhu zvatiri kuda izvi isusu we can make these things available. Our part does not have finance. We finance zvinhu zvakadaro. Tine ma-ideas akanaka ekuti tikuda ma-tracking device for our leadership, tikuda ma-board cam for our leadership, tikuda chichi motikari dzavo dzekuti kana dzikatakwa dzinenge dzichitora mapictures dzichiita sei. We want a lot of things that we need. Information technology yedu yatinofanirwa kutishandisa yekuti we can ndakagara pana panofanira kureceiva what is happening kuna president Chamisa kana kunyange vaenda kuzumba ndichaidentify vanhu kuti uyo tichitora mapicture vanhu vachiidentify vese varita violence vaya tofanira kuti tichitora mascreenshots emapictures tichivaidentify vanhu vaya. Andiri maona Uzumba just requires to be reminded about the Chinese. Thank you so much, because what you are saying is we are being progressive here. We are exhibiting thinking behavior here. But what we think must be put in practice. Ngazvisaperere mukufunga. Tikauya nema-ideas, ngativhaita shanda pa-idea yatauya nayo. Boss tikaramba tichipa ma-ideas on daily basis, tisina chiri kubuda, hapana zvatiri kuita. What we must be doing now today is to give feedback. Guys, kwasara less than 13 months kutiende kuma elections. And within those 13 months, we must have these things that tukutaura pano. Kana tichida mabody cam ingadai atovepo. Kana tichida chii ingadai zvatovepo. Tikada makamera chero chakaita sei ingadai zvatovepo. Takutaura progress and feedback panapo. Saka tikuuya nema-ideas, but we are not actioning on the ideas. We are not actioning on the ideas. And more. Idea ndakanayo last time tikamboita kaviri katatu idea yo yakaroverwa pasi ne some people, but I'm not going to say a lot. Takabva taita tagadhura kuti izvi ngatimbozvimirai, izvo ngatimbozvimirai, but zvinhu zvinobatsira mukufamba kwatinenge tichiita muhondo yatakatarisana nayo. Pane zvimwe zvinhu zvokuti ndikaronga inini panapa handingakwanisi kuzokuudzai kundaronga zvakare nonenda kuzviexpose nenda kuzvitengesa. Saka pokona ndakuti some of the programs anandaka layer forward anandaka layer timanye nawo programs acho mamwe acho ndakumakata toshingotarisana nezvinhu zviri ordinary, but zvinhu zviri ordinary zvacho zvinotivhiringa mangwana kana paita problem. Because tikuramba tichingodzokera kumashure, problems achingoitika tichidzokera kumashure. Kana paitika problem, inini ndiri risk controller for your own information. Ndiri a risk controller, a fully qualified risk controller. When there is a risk that I can cut or that I can reduce, ndinouya kwamuri ndochema. Varume ndira kuti daita ngatibatsirane. Ukada kuona pese pandaibatsirana nevanhu, ndikakuradzai bank account rangu, ndakatosvika pakupopoterwa nemukadzi. Because inini ndoshanda as a, because ndiri full time student at the moment. But kana ndichienda kubasa ndinoenda kunoita zinonzi supply teaching. Supply indo teacher mates kuma schools. Saka ndichienda supply teaching ndopuwa mabasa every day or esvondo rese or emwedzi. Kuti uchamuka uchienda uchinoticha chikoro chakati kudzidzisa maths pachikoro chakati kunoita zvakati. Saka you find how much I get paid a day. Sometimes ndopuwa, it depends nema hours andiri kunospenda ikoko. Ndogona kupuwa $150 pounds a day. Ndikashanda for a week, then ndakaisa kana ka 600 kangu muhomwe. But you find kuti on that week panopaya problem. Madzibaba Godfrey varuti mukoma Yuda izvi andisendera message arida kuenda kwaMutare, but haana pekutangira. So at the end kana ndine masenda andinawo ndinobvisa my own money ndomupa. Sometimes ndogona kusara ndisina, mukadzi wangu anopopota kuti saka iwewe ndiwe wawe sponsor we-CCC, iwewe Shepherd ndiwe wawe sponsor we-CCC. Munhu wese ari mu-CCC kana akaita program yaruda kuita anomhanya kwauri. Who are you? Mukadzi anosvika pakupopota. Ndogona kutadza kutengera vana kana sweet. Dzimwe ndikakoleta mari kuna ndowana 100 pounds, 120 pounds. Ndosenda iri 120 pounds. Ndorohwa macharges, mari inenge ichibuda ichienda. At the end, vanhu vanenge vakuseka. Gore randichachembera ndadzokera kuZimbabwe, unenge wakusekwa nevanhu unzi avakaenda kuLondon, havana kana 2 rooms yavakavaka kuno. You understand? But inini chandiri kufaitira, it's not about the benefit of Shepherd, it's the benefit of the country. Saka you find kuti unozopinda ma expense kuti mukazi anenge akupopota ndozvikata. Kana ndazvikata ndogara panapa ndichiwacha president chamisa vari kuenda kwakati, matombo ari kukandwa, kune zvakati zvakazviitika zvokuti ndogona kutaura ndega kuti izvi ndaifanirwawo zvimisa izvi. Ndagara pana kuti izvi ndaizvimisa. Izvi ndaizvimisa izvi. Izvi zvaimira. Vamwe vanogara vagona kubvunza kuti waizvimisa sei? Handisi musivilian. Ndogara ndichiudza vanhu kuti I'm not a civilian, I'm a fully trained member. Ndine ma-contacts, ndine ma-friends vachiri muchiuto vakawanda kubva kuarmy, police, prison. Ndine hama neshamwari dzakawanda dzekuti ndikati bvuu nhasi chinobvondoka muZimbabwe. But hatisi vanhu vari violent. Tiri vanhu vanoshanda together takabatana kudai. Ndakataura mumwe munhu ngati ofisi mamunangagwa ndikada chandoda ndochiwana panapa. Mumwe munhu ngati cheche ndikati ndobva ndazomuburitsira imwe information kuyuta ndikati dzikama. Hatisidi kuzozvitaura pajekerere kuti zvakati tinogona kuzviita izvi. Musaka maona takataura kuti ZANU haina monopoly of violence. Kana vachishandisa youth militia vekuborder guest, tinavo vekuborder guest vakaenda kuborder guest. Ndikakuradzai mameseji evafana vakaenda kuborder guest vandinawo panapa. Ndikataura vafana ngachibvondoke rova mbitidzo. ZANU vanorohwa vakazvirega. But atidi noise. President Chamisa wakati he is a man of peace, and what we are saying is let's desist from talking violence or preaching violence. Let's preach peace to the people of Zimbabwe. Once we take over Zimbabwe by violence, violence will never end in our country. So we don't want violence in our country. We don't want violence in our country. This is why you see today, anything that happens, Buddha, because of this communication, the interactions, the networks that we have formed. We have formed my networks. ZANU-PF will never break those networks. They will never break the networks. Vanenge vachimhanya vacho vachifunga ndakazoseka adzimba mbada yeZimbabwe chief zviri sei vamabosa. Ndakazoseka ndikati ZANU-PF inoudzwa namatutu. Hatizodedi kuzoseka, but honestly dai ndiri munhu weZANU-PF inini. Ndiri nini weZANU-PF? Ndotora munhu akaita sa Blessing Chebundu. Ndomuendesa kuborder gezi Chebundo. Matutu. Oza ndoseka zvangu ndikati ya. Ndobva ndanyarara. Handizotauri zvakawanda. Chinonzi nyemba inyemba. Ndaukudza ichokwadi. Nyemba haichinjoita beans. Nyemba nebeans zvakasiyana. Ukazvitarisa zvakafanana. Ukazvibika ndipo unozoona kusiyana kwazvo. Iyi nyemba, iyi beans. Mungabata pandiri kutaura ipapo mapedza. Ndaona even vanakudza vachipanga vachinzi welcome to ZANU-PF. Ndikati maane nyemba nebeans muzana. Zese dzinenge chinzi ibeans. Ndatopedza kutaura kwangu, handichadzamisi. Kuti nyemba nebeans ukazviona zvakafanana. Asi ukazvibika ukazvitesta unoona zvakasiyana, idzi nyemba, idzi beans. Mobata ipapo. Mukaziva nyemba nebeans zvakafanana asi zvakasiyana, munobata ipapo. Because what we are talking about panapa, kuchiko chakuitika, ameno zviri kuitika panapa. What we are talking about panapa, ndakaita kumbopaka brief history kuti vanhu understand. Kuti vanhu vamboita kanenge kakuunderstanda mbichana kuti vazive kuti chii chiri kuitika panapa. Ndachitaura hangu nyaya yenyemba nebeans, musiyaniro wazvakaita. Ndo musiyano wandakuda kukupai pano. Kuti yamunonzwa inonzi CIO, they call it Central Intelligence Organization. If you go to Africa, we have got different branches in Africa. that collect intelligence. Central Intelligence Organization, it is an organization which was formed by the instructions of Rhodesian Prime Minister Heinz Winston Field in 1963. I want you to understand this, what I'm saying today. That the Central Intelligence Organization, it was formed under the instructions of a Rhodesian Prime Minister, Heinz Winston Field. Winston Field, he was a Rhodesian Prime Minister who formed Central Intelligence Organization in 1963. They dissolved what they called Federation of Rhodesia. That was at the dissolution of Federation of Rhodesia and the Nyasaland. Rhodesia, when they say Rhodesia, we had two Rhodesias. We had Northern Rhodesia and Southern Rhodesia. But this was one country. Today you call them Zambia and Zimbabwe. So Zambia and Zimbabwe was one country. The country was known as Rhodesia. So they divided it into Northern Rhodesia and Southern Rhodesia. So the Rhodesia was in a federal government with what we call Nyasaland. Yamoti Nyasaland yoyo inonzi Malawi nasi. Kana wachiti Nyasa wanorewa kuti gungwa. So igungwa remvura. Nyasaland means gungwa remvura. Munda wemvura. Ndosaka wachiti Nyasa. Nyasaland. Munda wemvura. Malawi yamoti Malawi. Kuti Malawi zoreva azvinzi vanoti Malawi zvinonzi Malawi. Kana Marawi. You call that country Malawi or Marawi. What they call Malawi is the dawn. Bozova rotaka kumuda paya kuti chu kuneko katsukirira kazuva kacho ndo inonzi Marawi, ndo nguva inonzi Malawi iyo yayo. Koedza zuva chitanga kubuda, they call it Malawi. Ndo nguva yacho yavanoti Malawi. Saka gungwa re munda wegungwa Nyasaland, munda wegungwa ndo wakazodaidzirwa kunzi Marawi kuti robuda zuva, robuda ukuti chu ndo Marawi. Saka Rhodesia and Nyasaland, they were it was a federal government. In 1963 pakaitika dissolution vachiparadza iyoyo federal government iyoyo ndo gore rakafomwa maCIO aya. Hanzi mukuru ndimune history yeZimbabwe kupfuura kana mbwa zezano. Havazi zvese zvandiri kutaura izvi vanhu vezano. They don't know it. Vanhu vanongomhanya vachitamba kongonya chete. Oh, that's why flag yavo ine zuva. Ndo zvazvoreva izvozvo. Ndosaka flag ravo rine zuva. Zuva riri kubuda. Ndo zvinoreva kuti Malawi kana Marawi. Zuva richiti chu kubuda. Ndo zita rakapuwa nyika iyayi. Vabvisa kuti Nyasaland. Nyasaland yakanga iri munda gungwa remvura. Ndo zvazvairwa Nyasa igungwa. Andirimuona. Saka vadaro they dissolved what they called Federal Intelligence and Security Bureau. Yaivepo yainzi FISB. Pasati pauya maCIO kwaive neyainzi FISB. Yainzi yo Federal Intelligence Security Bureau. Iyoyo ndo yakadissolve. Pavakadissolve yakadissolve na Winston Field na 1963 vachibva vafoma inonzi CIO, Central Intelligence Organization. FISB, it was coordinating bureau analyzing intelligence gathered by the BSAP. Ndoda muzive ma responsibilities nema duties of CIO. Andini mona. Kwaive neyainzi British South African Police. Niyama kuti ZRP NAS, Zimbabwe Republic Police NAS. Yainzi British South African Police. British South Africa Police. Yainzi BSAP. BSAP yakafoma kare kudhara. Kudhara, yakafoma kudhara. Anchada kugorara yakafoma ana kudhara kwacho, kudhara. Ana BSAP yao ndo vakasunga wana nehanda. Ndo vakasungiwa kanotuta wana handa vasungirirwe. Ma BSAP. Vane ma records ese kuzvati nehanda akaurawa papi. Akaenda zvine ma archives. Bozi varungu vaichengeta ma records. Saka BSAP mapurisa vanoti vakasunga munhu dauti munzwise basa ro supposed to be doing. Mapurisa Shepherd Yuda bana someone akuta temba around ne network yedu pana boza takutaura zvakubata zvakawanda izvi. Someone akuta temper around. Someone is tempering around with my internet now. Yamboenda shamwari 10 minutes internet ichingotindira roda. Ikandimbomwa mvura. Ndimbokakaira muteuro. Hey. Mama shoko amwari cheko. Ndozvibiga mashoko aisheka atupakura pana mashoko edenga denga rikutitendera dai denga risikatendera tichitaura here pana Satani ari kumisa hanzi makutaura sensitive issues. Saka someone akuda temper around with the internet musatya kana chifa indakati kana ndichifa ndira kusiya the correct history panyika yode gorera ndofa kana ndikaenda usarai muchidzidzisa vana zvandiri kutaura panapa. Hanzi kosimba chikanza apindwa nei fungai kusvika kunana BSAP Yuda zvakuremaka. Saka mumwe munhu anogona kuda temper around kuti kana ndafa torai mavideos adzisai vana ndosaka uchiita ma 3 hours 4 hours videos kuitira ndi offload zvese zvandinenge ndinazvo kumwaka iwoyo kuitira mangwana kana ndafa ndogona kufa mangwana musara ndofa nazvo zvimwe ndoenda nazvo ndooraka mayuda makuita sei Simba chikanza ari kuita sei vanhu vese vari kungochema nasimba but ndakapindura nezuro fungai ndakati nini let's not pick mafights nemajournalists. Simba chikanza haasi wetriple C, Simba chikanza haasi weZANU-PF, Simba chikanza journalist. He's an investigative journalist. We can dismiss whatever Simba has, but anogona kuva neevidence yezvaanotaura. But that must not bother us because he's a journalist. Let's leave him do his work, his journalist work. Tikada kumuvhiringa tichita zvatoda isusu tatomubvisa murodhi yake yejournalist wake. Zvakafanana nezvekutaurwa naHope weChingono mukoma wedu. Chingono haana chaanofa akataura chinodiwa neZANU nekuti Chingono anenge achingoburitsa chokwadi achienda ende acheuke kumashure kuti ZANU yati kudii. Chingono unorudunura. Saka ZANU despite ZANU inoda kumisa but amire nekuti ndo basa rake. Saka majournalists ngatisiyanei navo. Kana vachiita basa ravo vachitituka regai vatituke. Tikutukwana nakomichi 1 vasiri majournalists chivaregere. Dai kare kangu, dai kare vajembere aipururudza mupururu, dai kuri kwedu kuhurungwe vaipururudza dai kuri ndokutauriraika kudai kare kedu machembere aipururudza mupururu. Ngoma inorira kuseka kuhurungwe inorira. Pane chingoma chekuhurungwe kuti tsuro waramba kubhinda mumba, tsuro waramba kubhinda ungapiningura gomo iroro kuseniseni yaingoma dai kare andimona hanzi but dzokerai kuhistory mudhara please I'm begging muri knowledge. Thanks Maposa. So nyaya tachitaura patachitaura kuti CIO it means Central Intelligence Organization. Central Intelligence Organization, it was formed in 1963 under the instructions of Prime Minister Winston Field. Winston Field agata dissolve what we call Federal Intelligence Security Bureau, hence FISB. Ndo ine basa rakatorwa nema CIO. What this organization hence FISB doing? It was coordinating Bureau analyzing intelligence gathered by the BSAP. This is what what is supposed to be the work of the CIO, is to analyze evidence that is gathered by the police. And a CIO must not be a very big organization. No, it must be a manageable organization that analyze intelligence. This is why you see Mugabe agati, I would rather pay more money to the CIOs, because when we recruit them, toda vanhu vakaenda kuchikoro vane madegree, vane masters, vane madoctorate, people who are able to carry out analysis of the intelligence gathered by the police. The police must be bigger than CIO. But in our country, it's different now. We've got a bigger CIO than the police force. So I don't know at the moment what intelligence they analyze, because they are bigger than the police. The police must be bringing cases to them while they analyze. Unoza CIO inofanirwa kuti kana pana pakapazwa pakabiwa panapa, mapurisa anawo investigate otra madokets awoita chii zvese opedza votora tsotsi ravo roenda, kana vakaribata ronoconvictwa roenda kujeri. Panopazwa pamwe rimwe gore, popazwa pamwe gore. Saka unofanira kuongorora kuti kana ari ma house breaking ari kukomitwa mu area ye Highfields, ari kukomitwa nestyle yakaita sei, mbavha dziri kuuya dziri kupwanya sei, dziri kupinda sei, vari kupwanya mawindo ere, vari kupinda nepamawindo ere, vari kusiya evidence yakaita sei. Saka there is a pattern. Kana ndofunga vanhu vanonzwisisa zvandiri kutaura izvi. Kana wakaita inonzi criminal psychology, you understand what I'm saying. Kuti munhu mbavha imwe neimwe ine style yaisingasiye. Kana wakaita criminal psychology, mbavha kana kuti mhondi kana kuti murapist mumwe nemumwe ane style yaasingasiye. Ndosaka wachiona kana munhu achinzi murapist achifarira kurepa vana muchimuti mupedophile, style yake ndechipedophile, haisiye iyoyo. Kunyange akaenda kujeri akabuda anoiita aregere. Kana ari munhu wemafraud anokuti akashanda pakambani pana aba, ashanda pakambani aba, ane style yaanoba nayo, haisiye. Kana ari munhu anonzize kaje kana kathief, haasi. Ndosaka wachiona kana nezvimamacheti zvezanu vaive havasiye kumacheta vanhu, because istyle yavakaita master. Saka every person anomaster a certain style yaanoita, itai criminal psychology. Kana wamaster that certain style, it is very difficult to kuregera style yaunenge uchiita. Saka ma-CIOs vanofanira kuanalyze all those styles, kuti pana pane style yakati. Vakagara so vakapedza criminal psychology kana criminal behavior, vanofanira kuanalyze. Pano pakabiwa panapa vakauya pakamapurisa kana ma-investigation, inonzi profiling sometimes, memorandum, inonzi navikangano, inonzi MO, bless, thank you so much. It's part of intelligence. Ndo zvinhu zvinoanalyzwa nema-CIO izvozvo. Andiona MO yacho vanofanira kuianalyze. Kana vaianalyze pana pakabiwa pana modus of operandi, yes, pakabiwa panapa vakauya mukavapa mapaperwork, vakagara vakaona the way it was done, vandoziva kuti mbavha yakati yaya aiwanzosiya trace, asi vatiruzobata nenyaya yakati. So they must have intelligence yekuti kana vakugara panapa vanogara vakutokuudza kuti hawa raiti muri kutsvaga munhu akaba pakati pakabe, munhu akaba pakati pakabe, it's likely ndiye akaba pakati, ndiye akaba pakati, ndiye akaba pakati. Saka ndinhingi nemunotora nhingi. It doesn't take you 10 minutes kunotora mbavha yamababa. And masvikapo zvinhu zvabiwapo munozviwana zviripo. This is what our Central Intelligence Organization must be doing. unoziva kuti munhu andozikanwa unzi shepherd yuda kana achipfeka boots anopfeka anonzi K-Swiss. Undozikanwa because mbavha munhu umwe nemumwe ane style yaanoda. Even kana hairstyle chaicho is difficult to change. Andivona. Saka that modus of operant iyoyo ndo basa rema-CIO analyzing that intelligence. Yekuti kana pakanzi pane bomba panapa vanogona kunotora kuziva kuti munhu akateya bomba panapa akufanira munhu akateya bomba pakati. Azvivatambudze kubata munhu izvozvo. So what they do is they receive intelligence from the police, from prison, from ndakazomboita magadhera avasive intelligence. Kati ukauya kuprison unoona ma-CIO akazara kuprison, vakatopfeka uniform yeprison vachitoshanda vachienda kumunda nemabhanditi. Anditi maona. Saka basa ravo is to gather, is to analyze intelligence gathered by the police, gathered by the army, gathered by the prison, gathered by other organizations in the country. Ndosaka mwana chitaura kuti chinondirwadza ndechekuti Zimbabwe inonzi yabiwa 15 billion isusu tine ma-CIO. 15 billion inozoshaika sei? Tine vanhu ve-intelligence, tine vanhu vanoita analyze intelligence in our country, but unonzwa nyika inzi yakabirwa 15 billion. Saka you will see that the CIO, Central Intelligence Organization, it was formed under the instruction of Prime Minister Winston Field in 1963. They were replacing FISB. But replaced FISB, the first head of the CIO was a police deputy commissioner. Apana chinji, dauti muono ndi azvishamise izvi. Handa akurara hangu badi mkoma yuda makapenga bongi, zvirise general rarai. As Magadi Jere Ndomba, the strongest people ever. And all. So you see that the first director, Wema CIO, was a police deputy commissioner. Akanga asiri munhu intelligence. Akanga ari police deputy commissioner. 15 billion yakajigwana mnangagwa. Ma-CIO akatarisa. So the first head of the CIO was police deputy commissioner. Is Kenny Flower. I think he's still there in South Africa. Who, during his time, Kenny Flower, he oversaw the BSAP Special Branch Headquarters incorporated into the CIO, while the Special Branch retained its internal security function with the BSAP. He was the first director of CIO. Is Kenny Flower. Upon gaining independence Zimbabwe in April 1980, Mugabe became the prime minister. When Mugabe became the prime minister, he kept Kenny Flower as director of CIO. In the role of head of the CIO after majority rule in 1980, when the country's name changed from Zimbabwe to Rhodesia, Kenny Flower worked for Rhodesia, worked for Zimbabwe, as head of the CIO. Flower had no more than a professional relationship with the MI6. The MI6 here in England, he had no more than a professional relationship with the MI6, despite rumors that he had covertly and intermittently plotted with the British intelligence services to undermine the Ian Smith's government. Doba mnonzwa ZANU-PF ichitaura ichiti hey tiri pama sanctions, hey tiri pachi. Kenny Flower ne MI6 kuno ndo vakawisira Ian Smith pasi. Murunzwa ndo vakawisira Ian Smith pasi achishandira Smith's government. Kenny Flower, he worked with the MI6 to make sure that Smith loses power. This is why you see when Mugabe came to power, he did not fire Kenny Flower, because Kenny Flower had played a crucial role in ensuring that the Ian Smith government had honor. And Murugona Flower Adaro, he had, however, an especially good professional relationship with the said Dick Franks. Sir Dick Franks, during that time, he was the head of the MI6. Kuna na 1980 ikoko. MI6 yailidwa nemurumaini Sir Dick Franks. Sir Dick Franks, he was the leader of the MI6 ikoko, who liaised with Kenny Flower to make sure that Ian Smith's government had honor Rhodesia, and Zimbabwe has been established. This is why Robert Mugabe kept him as head of CIO. And in Mona. So, in addition to that, CIO vaive documents avaita. Saka mutachitaura kuti zvese zviri kuitwa zvikaona the current crop yeCIO vasingachengeti marecords. That means there is something wrong. Because what CIO must do, or everything that CIO does, it must be traceable. Because this is a central intelligence organization. And which has got, and do you know that my CIO has got powers? During that time, I don't know now, they had powers to arrest and detain a person. General Wells vakanga vari the army. He was the general. Zvaka zvakaita iris dara renyu rekupomberwa mweya mumaoko. General Wells ndo vakanga vari head of the defense forces. Vakanga vari general of the defense forces. But uyu Kenny Flower ndiye akanga ari head weCIO, aive deputy commissioner wepolice. Ndiye akabva anzi chienda nohead CIO. Ndiye munhu akata liaise nana Dick Franks. Sir Dick Franks. Sir Dick Franks ndo vaihedha MI6 during that time. Ndo vakashanda nana Ken Flower ari under Ian Smith, vakadonhedzera Smith pasi. Andimona. CIO, I'm not sure now, but that time they had powers. But it was like a secret police. CIO was like a secret. The correct word for CIO is secret police. It must be a police force, but a secret police that has got powers to arrest. Obvious, kana vari secret police, vanofana kugara nepfuti. Obvious, kana vari powers to arrest and detain, vanofana kugara nepfuti. Chakunetsa now, ndechekuti they have left their roles, duties and roles, their responsibilities. They are now perpetrating the acts of violence against the political opposition. Ndo zvakutambudza vakomana vari supposed kuchengetedza nyika, vachinzi ava vakomana veintelligence. Special branches, up to today, it's still called special branch. It's a special branch or a secret police. And mdaramo yetu kupe chigaro utribusi anyway. Uri super intelligent, wish you one day. Thanks Ngoma bro. But zvinhu zvotofanirwa kuziva kuti now they have like abandoned their core duties. Ukaona nyika ichibirwa 15 billion tine vanhu veintelligence, saka totanga kufunga kuti vari kuitei. What is their duty? Their duty now is to perpetrate acts of violence against the opposition. Is it why this CIO was formed by the whites? Vanhu vari kutaura kuti havasina white people in our country are the people enjoying the services which were created by the white people in the form of all these branches, special branches. And on. Ukada kutarisa 2001, there were reports of Central Intelligence Organization arresting and detaining people in our country. From 2000. The record is not good. It's not good. This is the record why you see now we are suffering. We have got targeted individuals put on sanctions. It's because of the record from 2000. Kushikanas. Ndara shepiwa a brave 2023 kudai tipinze Mngoma. Followed you. Ndanzwa mchitaura yachidhumo. Thanks Mngoma and Mona. So if you look at before the elections, March 2022, kwataive tatiri kuMDC ipapo. My leaders edo kuMDC, they always complained constant harassment from the CIOs. They were always intimidated by the CIOs. They were always detained by the CIOs and the police at the other end. Nosaka uchiti ukaenda Harare Central Police Station, pane ma offices eCIO aripo. Why? Because they are secret police. Ukadetainwa nemapurisa iwewe Harare Central paipe, maCIO vanobva kana vane zvavanoda kwauri, vanobva vakutora futi ipapo. Andiri muri kunzwa? Ukaenda Harare Central Police Station, kunonzi law and order kuroad kuna ndokuna inonzi road yekuseri. Ni Robson Manyika road yekuseri yayo. Yekuenda kuRailways inonzi anero. Ndakukanganwa road dzemuHarare. Tagarisa kuno kuUK. Kune uchizwa office zvinotera chiroad icho chiya kuseri kuyabwe. Pasi paipa pamaCIO pasi paipa. There is proper CIO and hooligans. Panama youth use CIO is. So those now hooligans, I am informers. Saka zvainoita, I think CIO is zvakutora zvima informers zvezve, yono zvitrainer zvizive pfuti zvitrainer chi, but vasinji vacho vaive kana chikoro hapana paya. Saka vasinji vacho zvima informers. So it made that organization wide. There was a lot of informers in the Central Intelligence Organization who are not CIOs, zvima informers zvafana zviya. Zvinji zvacho zvima informers. Ukanzwa kuchinzwa munhu abduct waenda kunourawa neCIO, ukada kubvunzisisa mushe you find out kuti pamwe mupayo nemuCIO 1 zvizhinji zvacho zviri ma informers ndo zvinobva vaenda zvinouraya zvobhadharwa zvinonwa doro. Hanzi please hanzi ikona tete wangu, please don't delete live. Vamwe tazoibatira pakati zvakanaka yavatete please. I'm not going to delete it. So what I'm saying here, ukada kuona operation jeje yemaCIO, kanzwa pa abduct wa munhu aenda kunourawa panapa, kana abduct aurawa muCIO, ukada kufunga kuti muCIO anouraya munhu, pfura munhu, what does a CIO benefit out of killing a human being? That is not his duty. Zvinenge zviri zvima informer, and zvima informer izvo ndo zvinoda kuzikanwa steri kunzi maCIO, maCIO. Ukapinda unozwa muCIO ko. Proper CIOs, they are intelligent people, they are educated people, and avabati ropa. Proper. Ukatorwa iwewe nemaCIO. Ma informer kaka kupika kaenda newe. Kwa unoenda kuma interrogations kwa unoona ma proper CIOs. Uchiti wakagara so unoona munhu osada kumbona muupenyu wako achikubvunza. Achinyora achibvunza. Kana aona kuti waramba neinformation panobuda utaura zvima informer utakura naye. Osvika kweko ubaiwa kurohwa, ubaiwa kutwa sei, uchipiswa nemagetsi uchitwa sei. And then you find out. So this is why you see at the end political opposition leaders or opposition leaders, they were always complaining from 2000, from 1999, 2000, up to now, people are being intimidated and detained by the CIOs. But the CIO, they have powers of detaining. And the road. So, I want to detain up one order. Ukatoenda kuzba office zvawo zvavakavaka zvinotoi nemacells izvazvi. Mundu ene masero unondorarama undodetainwa imomo. Ndoda ma explanations enhawo yaJongwe Dzamara tichazoya tomakurukura. And yaDzamara takaiita if you follow my presentations andakaisa pa YouTube. yaDzamara takaita kana isipo just inform me then I'll ndoitsvaga ndoi-upload. Saka you find that proper CIOs havana time yekuharasa, havana time yekubata kana kurova kana kuita sei. Because what they want is they don't want to be identified. Secret police do not want to be identified. Most of them are just informers. They are not properly employed as members of the CIO. Police special constabulary. Ukachona chakapfeka uniform yechipurisa chinenge chakangokwatikira chichifamba. Chotokusunga nyokuisa simbi kuenda newe. But kana wapolisi ndopanozoona kuti alright ichi chimu special constabulary ichi achivhureka na docket. Adiri muri kunzwa. Saka you find that at the end zvivanhu izvozvo zvinoda kuti amasquarede CIO ndozvivanhu zvizhinji zvinenge zvaakuita maintimidations, ndozvivanhu zvizhinji zvinenge zvaakuponda zvitora vanhu zvinouraya. Zvinonopuwawo mastate benefits, kutopuwa motikari yakaisina kana number plate 4x4 kutoenda unotora itaidza mara kunoponda. But ukada kuzozviongorora, you will find kuti pamwe papa nemuCIO 1 nezvima-informers 10. Saka we are in trouble with this organization. We are in trouble with this organization, ladies and gentlemen. CIO agents from the counterintelligence unit were working with Foreign Affairs Ministry officials to monitor the activities and the movements of the interaction observers ahead of the critical elections all along. Ukatasa munema organizations arimo. I am not going to mention those departments with the counterintelligence, muna different organizations, just like police force. With muna administration, mune chichi, mune communications, vantovenema organizations iwayo. Intelligence analysis and so forth. Zvitorimo counterintelligence and so forth. Zvitorimo zvese. It's an organization which was not supposed to be a big organization. It was supposed to have sophisticated individuals in critical positions where intelligence is analyzed. At the end, like an incident which happened in 2002, 3 March. In 2002, March 2002, where an MDC election agent, Tichaona Chiminya, and another MDC activist, Talend Mabika, they were burned to death by CIO called Joseph Mwale. Joseph Mwale, he led this informers. Kutera wana Sanderson Makomba, Nana Tichaona Chiminya, Nana Talend Mabika, they were in a car, following them, and the patrol bombed them. Pandakatarakati, Tichazotaura nyaya dzana Sanderson Makomba. He is a survivor of that bombing in March 2000. Pakafa, Tichaona Chiminya iwe agent ya president Tsvangirai, election agent ya president Tsvangirai, ainzi Tichaona Chiminya. Andiri kugona. Saka wakada kutarisa zvese zvaiitika ipapo, zvihopo zvacho zvima-informers ndosaka kuti zvifarira kuuraya in the name of CIO. Zvofarira kuuraya sterek. Zvichinzi hamuri maCIO fana hamuri zvichipuwa mari dzedoro zvifamba. Ukatarisa zvimwe zvacho hazvikwanisa kana zvitengera boots. Handiri mukona. Saka you find with the problem with our country, several resources have been put in that organization. They have received a lot of resources that they can do. Unogona kusora chimwe achikumwisa doro achida kutaka achikuitisa zvese, monitoring people, harassing people, detaining people. That is not supposed to be the responsibility of our intelligence organization. Atifanira kufanira nzara tichiti tine vanhu vaintelligence. By now ikadai vachitaurira hurumende kuti inzwai madhara imimi, mune vanhu vari pama-targeted sanctions, why are you keeping them in positions? Because obvious vanhu ivavava haaende ma-sanctions, anoramba aripo. And if you are 100% sure that the country is suffering from sanctions, why do you keep someone ari pama-targeted sanctions as a minister? Why? Hanzi mudhara pachapinda mukomana toda kuti muve nechigaro chenyu chekupedza uori hwese hwakaitika neZANU since from day one. Ndoda kuti mupedze nezvazvo. Hey, mudhara mune chipo chisingapere, to be honest. It's trying to tell people, nakisi yatota aivepo pakaura Chiminya. Yes. Andiri muri kuona. So what we are saying is, with that amount of intelligence that we have, remember, taita Simon Mann, Simon Mann vakabatwa paHarare International Airport, vachinzi vari kuenda kunobvisa hurumende yekuGuinea nechisimba, vamhara paHarare International Airport, vakabva vabatwa nemaCIO. Kana tine intelligence yakadaro inogona kubata vanhu vachitaura kuti this is a cargo plane, hamuna vanhu vachiloda zvawanda vanhu vosvika vobatwa. Togona tozoshaya sei vanhu vakabata ita idzamara, tinozovashaya sei. We had a shooting recently, I think last week, pakaurawa mukadzi kuWaterfalls. Within few minutes after that killing, the killer was manhandled, was apprehended. We had that Chadcombe shooting. Within few hours of Chadcombe shooting, vamwe vakasurvivor, they were apprehended. Saka tinozoshaya sei? Because obvious, it is the work of intelligence. Tinozoshaya sei vanhu vakatora ita idzamara? Tinozovashaya sei vanhu vakatora ita idzamara? Vanhu vakauraya Chiminya vanozoshayikwa sei? Kana munhu achiti akauya panapa akapfura munhu akauraya oba mari, within 2 hours obatwa munhu iyeye, uyo anozoshayikwa, ava vanozoshayikwa sei? Obed Gomba kidnapped again, breaking news. Yeah, pakaipa. Saka you will find, ladies and gentlemen, that the ruling party, ZANU-PF, is misusing this organization. This is why you see now there is another news that's arriving. Obed Gomba has been abducted again. If you try to investigate it, the CIOs are behind that. So they are being misused. The organization is being misused to investigate useless things. They are being used to initiate election violence by the ruling party. They are being used to harass opposition by the ruling party. They have been turned into law themselves. They are now an organization that is being seen as inciting violence. An organization that is being seen now as publishing false statements in the Herald and so forth. And even the parliament cannot debate them. But surprisingly, they get state funding. They must be even accountable to the parliament. And so they've been accorded sweeping powers to clamp down the opposition in our country, which is not supposed to be their duty. Their duty is supposed to analyze intelligence of a country, to make sure that nothing can come or enter Zimbabwe illegally, nothing can leave the country illegally. No one has got right to take any of these precious stones illegally from our country. They've got no right to come and tell us to say, Zimbabwe, we are about $50. That is not the duty of the Central Intelligence Organization. I don't think that the department would serve its purpose when they measure into such minor issues, leaving major issues that are supposed to be investigated. And in the morning. Saka pakaipa government, pakaipa boys down. Pakaipa boys down. Pakaipa. The policies and procedures of CIO, and on what their uniforms look like, they don't wear uniforms, could be found my resources. But do you know that CIO is a secret police? They can work wakapfeka uniform. They can work wakapfeka from a prison. They can work wakapfeka from a army. They can work, but these are secret police. They can work anywhere. Mumugodi, muzvikoro sema teacher, muma university sema lecturers, muma university sema students. You can go mu class munema students 30 and then you find 5 of them being CIO ari kutoverenga wachistadha nemi. Andimona. Saka nyaya tikutaura ndeyekuti what they are being told to do is not what our CIOs must be doing. Because if you compare them to other organizations, every country in our country, in our continent, every country in Africa, it has got these organizations. If you go to Libya, Algeria, let me start with Algeria. Vane inonzi Department of Intelligence and Security. Yakada kufanana ne CIO department iroro. Rine department yakasiyana siyana. Rino include zvakaita nge military security. Ma departments iwaya. Ando hedwa ne mauto. Zvafana ne CIO kuti yatanga kuhedwa the Deputy Commissioner of Police, because it is a secret police. And today, tine high technological equipment yatinayo. Yekuti by now, instead of wachiswera wachidimbura musoro, wachita say, vanofanirwa kuve vachito tarisa. Unozati ndaitarisa musuno ndikati pana anonzi ma night vision goggles anopfekwa navanhu intelligence. This they can enhance an image technology. They can collect all the available light, including infrared light, and amplify it so that you can easily see what's going on in the dark. Daddy, can you write say something? I write that one something. Can you see this? As my ordinary binoculars. They are not ordinary binoculars. Ndikabuda panza hapo. Ndikatarisa kwachandira kuona usiku uno kuri dark. I can see clearly with this. As my ordinary binoculars. Kana kwatomatarisa undoona kuti not ordinary at all. Akasiyana neandanawo aya ndakatomawana ndatotsviringa munhu tsoro akandiudza akandi shepherd cheche ndikati ndakuona ndobva I paid for them. Ndikabuda panze apo ndikatarisa a distant usiku uno I can see clearly what I want to see. Anonzi ma night vision goggles. I asked my binoy. Anonzi ma night vision goggles. Quite a lot of things. The purpose why ndakamatenga. And pane a lot of ukapinda mu Africa. If you go to Angola vanenonzi Directorate of Intelligence and Security in Angola. Inonzi DISA. Yakada kufanana ni CIO. I think this one is probably the most effective in Africa, if not the best in Africa. You know, this Angola, they do no kwara. They do no kwara. This is probably the most successful intelligence organization in Africa. You know, the DISA. If you want to know about more about DISA, go read direct Chagai in my books, my confidential documents. Ndikakuratidza ndofunga pakaipa guys. Kamicrochip kako dead kadikidiki kadikidiki ndogona kuoparetwa koiswapo ndovhara kakaipa ikako. Achada kutaura nezvako maningi because tingazo election iri kuuya inofana kushandwa, but kuti shande izvi zvinenge zvida takabatawo patakabata. You can't buy to magadgets and rutaura usina mari. You can't buy this without money. tumachipi toto tumatransmitter unogona kuisa vana pazino kana paheta vakaoma. Saka ukaenda kuBotswana vane yavo inonzi Directorate of Intelligence and Security Services kuBotswana. EkuBotswana of course vane zvavanazvo, but tinenge tichitarisa kuti chii chavanacho. Ukaenda kuDRC vane zveko, kuDRC vane inonzi ANR, CIO yavo yakata seCIO yavo inonzi ANR. This is a government intelligence agency yeCongo, vanoiti Agence Nationale de ameno zita racho cheCongo, but Agence Nationale de Renseignement inonzi ANR. This is probably the most brutal, if not Libyans and the Egyptians. The Congolese is the most brutal in Africa. Angola having the best intelligence in Africa. And anymore. I'm not going to dwell much into them. I'm just pointing some things. Vekuna DRC ndo vanoshandisa ma-tracking systems. Yekuti amaida yekuti anogona kushandisa tracking pamotka, tracking vanokutreka vachikunzwa kusvika vakupedza vakomana. Ukaenda kuEgypt vane inonzi General Intelligence Directorate, one of the most brutal as well. Ukabva ikoko ukaenda kuEthiopia, Ethiopians vane National Intelligence and Security Services yavo yekuEthiopia inonzi NISS. Yavo is not much brutal as compared pane yekuEgypt. Kuna na Ethiopia ndoko vanonyanya kushandisa zvana surveillance zviya zvakachitaura zvekuti pa 2 meters anenge achikupedza achikuona achikuita zvese. But zvakawanda ma-intelligence services emuAfrica akawanda guys, akawanda ekuti unonzwa vanhu vachita kuti isu tine best CIO, tinenge takuzokuudzai kuti handifunge kuti panapa pane chinobuda chiri best panapa. National Intelligence Service NIS yekuKenya yakada kufanana neZimbabwe, because Libya manje ndio intelligence and security yashandisana na Muammar Gaddafi. Atichada kuramba tichitaura tingabata panogwadza pevamwe vanozofunga kuti pamwe havana basa ravari kuita muZimbabwe, but they are doing fine, they are doing fine. Nyaya iripo ndeyetingotsurana chete kuti ngatimboshanda tishandire Zimbabwe, because most of zviri kuitwa neCIO yedu zvinounza ma-sanctions, because the way they operate vanooperata zvokuda kufadza nhingi vasikade kufadza nyika. Because mangwana yakada kufanana yekusouth Africa. Ndakabvunza mumwe munhu ndikati yekuZambia kana South Africa, ndikakubvunza kuti intelligence yavo inonzi chii, unogona kutadza kuziva. Kana anotungamirira intelligence anonzi ani, unogona kutadza kumuziva. But kwedu kuZimbabwe kawanda kungoti ko zvakati handinhingi nanhingi zvakati ndofamba sei. These they are too exposed. This is why you see at the end they dwell much or just utilize these brutal skills. They are just like Yekunana Uganda. These people, you brutalize people because they are too exposed. Apana singazivi kuti Central Intelligence Organization yeduchi and Rugona Zimbabwe, because as it was formed during Rhodesia. Whatever they are doing now, zvinhu zvakaitwa nana Winston Field kunana 1963. Varume ava vakashandisa Rhodesian style of intelligence. The deputy head of the CIO and eventual successor to Flower kwakazoya muface ainzi Dani Stannard. I know this gentleman. I think by now Dani is dead. Anenge akazofa akazotsiva Kenny Flower paakabva, because this guy ainzi Dani Stannard, his brother ainzi Richard Stannard, he was a captain in the British Army military police of Britain. Mface ainzi Richard Stannard ndiye aiva, he was a captain of British Army, mukoma wa Dani Stannard ndiye akada take over pakabva Kenny Flower. Anditi murikona, because the director musatyisa vanhu mungoma Anton panapa tinotaura. I know kuti panenge pakazara vakomana, but sometimes vechitovadzidzisa futi organization yavakajoina iyi havanyanyoiziva. But ukada kutarisa munhu akave director of military intelligence, alright guys, chiregai timboisiya iyoyi, but regai ndipedzese pekuti the United States government has given Zimbabwe's prolific inventor Maxwell Chikumbuso a new home in its popular state of California. Chikumbuso is the founder State Holdings Incorporation, under which he made headlines for his serial innovations, which include the world's first ever green power generator, which can produce electricity using radio frequencies, an electric powered car which doesn't consume fuel, a multi-fueled helicopter, many more. Ndataura nyaya yaChikumbuso because ndikuona kuti tikaenda ku high technology equipment in intelligence, this gentleman aifanira kuva akaita izvozvo kuZimbabwe, but because of vakomana venyu vanoti everything zvive zvababa nhingi hazviitike muZimbabwe. Saka mati there have been numerous reports, ladies and gentlemen, of gross human rights abuses allegedly perpetrated by the CIOs, which range from unlawful abductions, torturing of civilians at undisclosed locations, among others. Some of the specific incidents in which intelligence organization was fingered include the attack on Nelson Chamisa at the Harare International Airport and the disappearance of ZBC News host Justina Mkoko and the abductions of Zimbabweans living in South Africa. It is also accused for the abduction of Itai Dzamara, a Zimbabwean activist. These are some allegations that have been leveled against organization in the media. So there were also unconfirmed reports linking the CIO to the closure of Zimweb Internet in December 2001 and the looting of diamonds at the Marange diamond fields. So you find that they have moved away from the duties and the responsibilities of an intelligence organization into some people who just want to cause chaos and mayhem in our country. This is one of the organizations that I don't hesitate to disband in the new Zimbabwe. This is serving no purpose. Serving no purpose at all. It is serving no purpose at all. Because if you ask them, where is Itai Dzamara, they can't account for him. Where is the 15 billion? They can't account for that. So what is their purpose in a country? They are being paid from the taxpayers' money. And they cannot account to the taxpayer things that we need to know. So you see that we cannot have an organization that campaigns by killing people, torture, arbitrary detentions, and mental and physical intimidation of the people of Zimbabwe. Then we call it a government department for intelligence. This is something that I won't hesitate to say, look, we don't need such type of an organization in our country. If we have to have intelligence department in our country, should be different, should operate differently from this. Should definitely operate differently from this. Saka ndiri kutaura ndichiti we need intelligence cooperation. We need to work with other non-intelligence organizations to try and make sure that Zimbabwe is put on a map. We have got intelligent people who just need intelligent training to go into what they call protect our country, Zimbabwe. In any guys, I don't hesitate to say I don't think we need these CIOs, because if you look at the operatives, they were accused of being involved in a lot of things. The coup attempt or the coup that happened in Zimbabwe, if you analyze it properly, you will find that they were behind it, and most of these guys died during the coup. And so we have got a lot of things that needs to be done. Even our national army, I was telling some other guys, saying we have got probably the oldest soldiers in the army. We have probably the oldest soldiers in the army. People who are serving no purpose. And the DRC war taught us a lot. If you go there, Madara is Zinofunga Honda 1975. When the new ways of fighting. Takaruza battalions and battalions in DRC. And on. We lost a lot of things in DRC. Property, battalions, life, and so forth, which was unnecessary. So, a lot of things needs to be looked into before we call ourselves a country. Because as it stands, we are just vulnerable people. We are not a country at the moment. Pakushaka kudzonyika dzakaita sana Russia idzi dzinoda ngopinda dzichirwa vamwe. Dai South Africa zvakanaka South Africa nakati nhasi autora Zimbabwe tiitonge. Vanongopinda kufamba throughout akutotongwa nemaJohn John. Which will probably be better kutongwa nana South Africa. And it murgona. But for a long time, guys, the field of intelligence studies has been dominated by analysis of Five Eyes community, which is compared to the United States, Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Russia, in reality, there are a lot of prejudices in comparing ourselves to these superpowers or heavyweights. So if you look at Africa, mune zvakawanda zvinoti ukanzwa izvozvo vanhu zvikaitika muAfrica unzwa CIA yapinda papinda MI6 papinda chi pane zvinenge zvichiitika zvinoita kuti vanhu ivo vapinde andimona hanzi now they are recruiting for 2023 soldiers. Tine handizoti vafana vaiva vakazoita pass out here muchatarisa pane vafana vakarekrutwa last year vakazonzi vachaita pass out vaifana kuvaita pass out muna January havasati vaita pass out masoja iwayo. Ndichabvunza mufesi wangu kuti why vafana havasati vaita pass out because by now ngada takatoona pass out parade rawo but atina kuriona. They were supposed to have ungadai vakapedza muna January masoja aripo but nanhasi hatizoti chichiri kuitika kuti why vasaenda kupass out pamwe ndo vari kushandiswa iwa vachinzira kuraima matches muchinoponda vanhu. I'll find out from a colleague of mine. Andimona. Guys, time yedu yapera pane munhu ari kuda kufona nekukasira saka regai ngatisanganei mangwana. Topic yamangwana ndipei ndisati ndava kuzobvaruka mangwana because nhasi ndanga ndakashatirwa nhasi. Andimona. Ndashatiriswa na chonzani chikomichi yokana chipuwa sere kuti komichi wotobuda vachinzi komichi. May I have the video of Mnanga Gwende Chamisa in Parliament. Mkoma obi ndichaziva ndaisa kupo video yacho yo. Mira ndiitsvake video ndokona kuidownloada kana mira nditsvake video irikudiwa pana. Pane video yakanetsa ayo ndoda kuti muione. I want to play it. Pane video yakanetsa man. Vamunangagwa Let me see kuti ndaisa kupi. Hanzi yeti inounyimisa doro iyi. Hanzi ndokutarira chokwadi vana mai. Kwabulawayo. Ya. Tererai. Handishaimbi ndihora inzwai. Guys, this is President Nelson Chamisa when he was answering to Mnangagwa when he was vice president. Mnangagwa was talking of age. Guys, with this video, it's enough for you to judge who must be president of Zimbabwe. I'm going to replay this video again. The President Nero Chamisa. Zvatikabata mazero. Tobata kusiku. I thank you. Gorero richadzidza zvakawanda. Vanga vachiri member of parliament andodaidza vakomicha anditi Yuda. Vadaidza komicha auye general. So ladies and gentlemen, let me say my final words before I call it quits. We learn on this platform, we learn to educate, because education is maturity. By being matured, you learn and understand the world around you and learn to adapt to it for change. Things that you want to, or you can. In 2018, Zimbabweans, they spoken loud and clear, and the international community has heard our voices that we want change. We want ZANU-PF to go. And we want this oppressive regime to go. In 2018, we were loud and clear on that. Zimbabweans want change. And we didn't get what we want, although we voted overwhelmingly for President Nelson Chamisa, but we didn't get what we want through rigging. Zimbabweans are now watching what ZANU-PF is doing and putting it on records. We are now watching what the CIOs are also doing and put it on records. What these gentlemen must know is that they will be held accountable for their actions. Mark my words. There will be no place for them to hide and no immunity for their lack of maturity. They need to understand the political reality of our country, Zimbabwe, and that the people of Zimbabwe, they voted Mnangagwa out, but because these guys, they just wanted to make sure that they continue loot and plunder and kill our people, torture and harass us, maim and abuse the country. They fought to say Mnangagwa has won this election, fully aware that the Mnangagwa has lost 28 elections. So this is why I am saying people, when they go to vote for President Nelson Chamisa, they are voting for freedom and justice and rule of law and respect of the citizens of a country. By so doing, people voted for unity and real peace in 2018. It is indeed a misnomer to call themselves like CIOs. I am looking at these guys in a cure. They must rather call themselves the Central Intelligence Disgrace, because to me, this organization is a disgrace to the country. There is nothing intelligent about them when you cannot understand the very core values of our society. Zimbabwe is a country of intelligent people. We are educated. We are people who can analyze everything. These people are harassing people, harassing citizens. I understand that Gomba has been abducted again, and the last time he said he was tortured, and we have a lot of people killed by them and subjected a lot of people to all kinds of fear, or in the name of national security. These guys must not, or they must understand that they are compromising their future and the future of their families for a man whose days are numbered. Emmerson Damzo Mnangagwa, days are numbered. You need to come to terms with the new reality, ladies and gentlemen, of our country, Zimbabwe. We know Emmerson Mnangagwa will be gone in few months. From now, Mnangagwa will be gone. So why do you continue to harass people? Why do you continue to intimidate us? Why do you continue to detain citizens of a country for exercising their rights to free speech? Ladies and gentlemen, how is that an intelligent work for our agents to harass and intimidate our fellow citizens? This is why I'm saying, why don't you understand that Emmerson Mnangagwa is done? Ladies and gentlemen, Mnangagwa is done. Believe me. He is done. He cannot do anything to you. You understand? They should understand, or they should refuse any order given by Mnangagwa to carry out against the people of Zimbabwe. Whatever illegal orders you carry as CIOs out there, be rest assured that you will be held accountable for it. Mark my words. It is your family that will end up being innocent bystanders when the time comes. This is your biggest opportunity to amend the wrongs and redeem yourselves. I am appealing to the members of CIO that, ladies and gentlemen, your family should never forgive. Your family will never forgive you. Your own family will never forgive you, because you will be held accountable and your family will be bystanders. I am saying in such case, no one is to be blamed or be held responsible but you for your immaturity. Your family should never forgive you or not listening to your voice of reasoning. This is your biggest opportunity as the CIOs to amend the wrongs and redeem yourselves. This is the time to show some maturity and take charge of your lives, and don't let a lunatic use you. Mnangagwa is history, believe me. He is nothing, valueless, and it is just a matter of time when we will be captured or be sent to his residence. Please, you don't need to join him. You don't want to join him in neither places unless you are idiots, unless you are immature. Mnangagwa cannot harm you anymore, believe me. If you refuse these illegal orders, he cannot harm you anymore. He cannot harm you anymore, believe me, than you allow him to. Stop your illegal surveillance of civil citizens. Stop abductions. Stop killing our citizens. Come aboard and join the peace train. Triple C is clear. It is the peace train. There is enough room for you all. Whether you are in this army, whether you are a member of the CIO, whether you are in the police, there is enough room for you all, guys. I hope you will listen to me and stop all the evil things you are doing on behalf of this arrogant man, on behalf of evil agonomaniac, on behalf of this ruthless, brutal, and selfish, psychopathic tyrant. Mnangagwa and Constantino Chiwenga, these are ruthless people. These are brutal people. So hear me. These are my pleas to you. May God give you the moral courage and wisdom to do the right thing, especially when it is that easy and straightforward. I am praying to God to say, please God, give our Central Intelligence Organization wisdom to do the right thing, especially when it is that is at this juncture and it is straightforward. Outgoing President Emmerson Mnangagwa is done and will eventually write his own destiny of either going in a peaceful or disgraced manner as all other tyrants do. I am praying to God. You don't want to join him. He will go on his own. But if you follow his orders, you will go with him. This is clear, ladies and gentlemen. Zimbabwe is bigger than Emmerson Mnangagwa. 43 years of brutality and fear is enough. CIOs, please do the right thing. For your children, do the right thing. For the future. For the greater and common good of our country. Zimbabwe government or Zimbabwe government of President Nelson Chamisa will reform its notorious prison system, will reform its brutal police system, will reform its selfish or its arrogant Central Intelligence Organization. All these systems will be reformed. So the work has started now to reform them. Both 2023, President Chamisa will rob to victory. So I am urging you to do the right thing. Don't follow a corpse into the grave. If you follow ZANU-PF, you are following a corpse into the grave. If you follow Emmerson Mnangagwa, you are following a corpse into the grave. You will be buried with the corpse. You don't need to be buried with the corpse. You have got family, you have got future. Future of the country relies on you as member of the Central Intelligence Organization. Kanamabata kutara kwangu. You are the national intelligence agents. You are the people the nation relies on. You are the operatives the people look upon for their survival. For a long time, ladies and gentlemen, You have been accused of being ruthless, brutal, and this arrogance. You have been accused of abducting people for for political reasons. This is high time you should reflect on this. 2023, your boss will be history. You do not need to go into the grave with Emmerson Mnangagwa. You do not need to follow into the grave ZANU-PF corpse. ZANU-PF is a bygone. It's a political party that has lost relevance in our country. So I am urging you that the time is now. You guys must reform and join this freedom train. Then we go the same direction. Come 2023, ZANU yaenda. So nemashoko andati ndipedzise nawo, regai nditi good night. Handisi kuimba dhiriwora because I've got my calls aroda kupinda nekukasira. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Bye bye.